confidence trickster.
No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that, so I beg you. Well, I mean, how do you know what that is? No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that, so I beg you. Well, I mean, how do you know what that is? No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that, so I beg you. Well, I mean, how do you know what that is? No.
Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday night. I hope everybody is doing so very well. It is a beautiful Saturday here in Virginia Beach. I hope everybody is having a beautiful Saturday wherever you are. As you can see, we have our special guest here, keeping an eye on all of Tim's actions and behaviors. And that's our good friend Jesus. And yes, Tim, he does see what you're doing. Anyway, I do appreciate everybody being here. We got a new member. We got Jay over here with Crushing It. Thank you, Jay, for becoming a new member. And I did want to say that anything that is raised in tonight's live stream will be donated to this specific organization. So let me share this with you all now. Oh, I thought I was sharing it. Oh, maybe I just don't have the right type of screen. Oh, here we are. I need to add it to the stage. That would help, wouldn't it? Oh, thank you, Jay. I appreciate that. Anne is excited. She can't wait to tonight live. Brando is here. We also have Carol here and another Carol. We got two Carols here. Sharon's here. Hazel is here. Lee is finally able to join us. Stacy's here. What's happening? Loose Cannon. We have Catherine coming in. Sunday from Wellington. We have Retro Reactions coming in from Chicago. Pat Ray is coming. Our friend Ridge Runner. All sorts of folks. Gray Lemons. Miss Vicky. Lori. Dr. Falcon. So many people. And I'm so excited to see you all. We hopefully are going to have some fun this evening, and at the same time, I hope raise some monies for this particular organization. So the inspiration behind tonight's live, now, just to give full transparency, in order for me to do like a full YouTube type fundraiser, I have to have 10,000 subscribers. Now, I'm almost at 3,800, but I'm not quite at 10,000. And so anything that is raised in a super thanks is sent specifically to my Buy Me a Coffee that says it's for donation for Bev Bianco in honor of Bev. Bev is currently herself having her own fight with breast cancer, and we are here as a community to support her. And so this is my first ever live fundraising event, and it's for this wonderful organization. This was the one that was requested by Bev for us to make a donation to. Now, you can either decide to make this donation, 38,000 is 10K and 10 math. Yeah, I wish. So there's different ways this can happen. Like I said, anything that comes to me in the month of June attached to this video financially, and in next month when I find out all the final numbers, I will let everybody knows how much was raised from this live stream. It will be made in donation in honor to in the name of Bev Bianco. Since Tim cannot seemingly even wish his friends who've been so kind to him. Oh, thank you so much, Judy. Thank you. And yes, and like I said, if you want to, make sure it gets written off all your taxes, you can donate directly to this wonderful organization. Thank you, Judy. That's so nice. Thank you. And I know it means so much to Bev and Jay to see how much support and well wishes, and it really does mean a lot. I think you saw at the beginning that Jay is fully in support. He has joined the community. So all of these people who think that it's not them that I've been speaking to, that's not true. It really is them. Obviously, they have the right to keep their privacy about what happened, but we do know that Tim is not saying their names in videos. We know that he is not wanting to even seemingly wish her the best. And for whatever reason, he, visited their house multiple times. And, his true colors have come out, basically. So we're going to continue to, highlight this person and what he doesn't do for people other than ask for money to pay it forward, supposedly. But we're really going to pay it forward. And thank you, Dr. Falcon. Thank you. Thank you. And like I said, everything for this is going to be raised for this specific organization. And it's everything. Obviously, I have a monetized live stream tonight. Anything as far as like even Mr. Jay joining us this evening, anything, new members, all of it, whatever YouTube tells me this video has made in revenue, and it will tell me that obviously we will donate this forward to this charity. And so it's going to be, like I said, this entire month that this video, so if anybody goes back and watches the replay and gets through the ads and stuff, all of that money is going to be donated forward. And so I really cannot thank you guys enough. I've personally worked as a oncology RN and working in radiation oncology, and have had to work with many patients who have been having to be treated for breast cancer. I think many of us have either had somebody who's a loved one, maybe even ourselves, maybe somebody who's a friend. I mean, I think it's probably we've known and cared for somebody this disease has affected. And so this is actually, like I said, one that was recommended by Bev. It is known as the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. It's the largest private funder of breast cancer research. And I think it's so important at this moment in time when we know that maybe we're not getting all the monies towards the scientific research that we need, that this organization is doing that. And it actually is specifically with metastatic breast cancer, which if anybody knows anything about breast cancer, obviously anything is metastatic has spread into the lymph nodes and then is then spreading to other parts of the body. And there are various different types of breast cancers, and some are more obviously more malignant than others. And so this particular is worldwide. So for those who are watching us, like our good friend Catherine from New Zealand, it's not only going to benefit those here in the United States, but also people or ladies in New Zealand, and even men, because men can also be those who can also have experiences of breast cancer. So we never want to forget that. And so just you can go, I did link down below. If you're not comfortable, making a donation and having your name put out there, you can go and donate, obviously, directly to this organization and learn a little bit more about all the wonderful research that they are doing and just all the great work. So that is what we're going to be in honor of tonight. And so I just want to thank you all for supporting it. Oh my goodness, Chris, thank you so much. That's so generous. Let me make sure I get to all these supers. Chris says, keep up the good work, Ray. I was disgusted to see how Sarasota Tim treated JJ and Bev. Unfortunately, most of us have been impacted by cancer. I hope tonight helps to support not only Bev, but all of those in the fight along with their families. Well, thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. And me too. And I like that we're not doing this at the traditional time in October. And so we're still highlighting and talking about this very devastating disease. at a time when it's not just, about that. So I think this is really important. And Tim, if you're watching, I hope you can see just how wonderful and kind people really are. And none of this is going to go to anybody but this organization tonight. And that was what was requested. Lee also says, for Bev, in the memory of my 2 clients who fought the good fight against breast cancer. Well, I'm so sorry. And I'm so sorry that they were not with us still today. And so, but I think that's wonderful that we're going to have so many things in their memory. I personally have participated in the 5K breast cancer race. I actually came off a night shift and ran another 5K. That's how crazy I used to be when I was younger. I don't think I could do that now, but I literally came off a night shift and then went straight over to the race. So yeah, that I've been that crazy before. Gray Lemons, it's not my, Gray Lemons, all of it. And just the thoughts, and you guys watching, liking the stream at the moment, because that's going to help get us up the algorithm tonight. So I appreciate that too, because coming in and like I said, liking, subscribing tonight, all of these things are going to end up helping this live stream make more money and be able for us to be able to donate even more. So it's, just all of that and sitting through the ads sometimes. I tried to not put out too many, so it isn't horrific. So I tried to put out a balanced amount of ads, but I can't say what YouTube does. But all of it is important. Oh my goodness. Oh, JJ. Oh, JJ, you're going to make us cry over here. Oh, that's so, it's it's going to a good cause, certainly not going to me. I am not the cause. That is so generous. And I know that you have been very supportive, as I've started at the beginning of this. It's going to make me cry. Just about everything, and we just are so sorry. We could tell that you and Bev were just lovely people, and I guess when we were making reactions, we just kind of like, these are wonderful people, and we don't think this person's really deserving of this. And I think I can attest to that to this day. And just thank you for supporting this tonight and for allowing us to support you, because that's the most important part. And Laurie coming in too. Hey, like we said, everybody just yes, I've already included, if you take a look in the description down below, I've already linked the organization. So I think maybe some of the moderators might be able to link the organization in the chat. I potentially may not be able to per YouTube, but you guys can. Thank you, Fifth Dimension. Oh my gosh. Oh, well, we are so happy that you are a survivor and you are so with us. And I just am so happy to be doing this. And like I said, out of October. So this is fantastic. And Miss Vicky, in honor of Bev Bianco and others in our community who may have battled breast cancer and or who have family who have battled breast cancer. Thank you, Miss Vicky. And like I said, that's so wonderful. And like I said, I am... I don't know if YouTube actually does, but I'm going to give away some memberships tonight too, on my part. So yeah, we're going to do some membership giveaways, and we're going to talk about Tim's return. But first, we're going to start with something else other than Tim. But like I said, this is in there. Henry says, I wonder if Tiny Tim will pay it forward making a donation. Oh, at a McDonald's, and with a $12 limit. That is Tim's donation, and I wish I could figure out how to make a donation on here so I could donate. I'll be trying to figure that out so I can make a donation shortly on my own live stream. But I'm going to do that. Other than the time and stuff, I'm obviously going to make an actual donation. So other than the memberships as well. So I got to, 1, find my wallet, and 2, no, I might only be linked on Google. I think I'm already linked. Okay, so let me do that. All right, guys. Let me do that. I think I have to go into my own chat, maybe. Maybe I can actually go into my Nightbot. I think nobody cares. So what people might care about, thank you so much for that, Angel of the Class. Thank you. And like I said, I have also linked that down below. So I'm excited. Thank you. That was a wonderful organization to suggest. And like I said, I'm going to let us know very soon how much. I wish I could do like all that donation tab and all that stuff. Where's Jerry Lewis when we need him? You mean I'm not entertaining like Jerry Lewis? Come on, Dr. Falcon. You don't think I am? Oh, your dad's fighting off stage 4 pancreatic cancer, making progress. He's 70 years old. Tim is heartless. I am so glad to hear that your dad's making progress. I know that is a very difficult disease and can be very uncomfortable for those who have it. So I'm just glad to hear it's going well. I know that we're making good progress on that. Good progress. Okay, so let's get over to what Tim has been up to, because Tim has not been quiet, guys. He's not. He's been very active, considering he's been on holiday, supposedly. Tim's been very active. He's not been just like hanging out doing nothing. I don't think this person is going to mind me sharing this video because of the fact, let me get back over to here. This is somebody who is part of the community. And I kind of I knew about this happening before it actually happened. Now, some of you may have already seen this video. Some of you may not have. And so I do say, if one of the moderators wants to drop Atomic Sage's handle in the stream, that'd be great. So Atomic Sage is a member, I guess, of the hater community, if you want to call us. And they kind of said to me they reached out to me the other day. And so all these people that think that all of these channels are channels that are not actual people behind these channels and stuff. And it's like the same. There's somebody who always wants to comment that it's the same person leaving multiple comments down below. It's the same person. Like the same person is Darling, who's Atomic Sage, who is this person. No, I can let you guys know that's actually not really the case. Oh my gosh, hi Flyer. Thank you so much. That's very kind. Thank you. I know there's a super sticker. Let me get into Nightbot over here. If I stop talking, then I can actually make my donation. Let me see. Oh, thank you. Oh, we appreciate that. That, like I said, all of this tonight is going, there's a little love heart from me. All of this is going to be going, obviously, to this wonderful organization. And we've got 149,000 souls in here. But Tim was busy on his holiday. Not only was he bringing us some of the most boring possible content, holiday content ever. Who goes on holiday? Okay, I know the weather wasn't great, okay? But he literally did the exact same thing. He does in Bradenton. He went to a supermarket. He went to McDonald's. Well, I think he was not happy by the fact that he couldn't get like a senior coffee, I guess. Anyway, so he went to that. He went to an outlet mall. He did some balcony shots. We never saw any of the restaurants that he and Tammy were eating at, because Tammy was not going to let that camera near her. And then I think he was walking around somewhere, and she was probably somewhere over to the other side. And I was surprised it got as many views as it did. But it was not like, I mean, I've seen people who do content about some stuff, and it was not anything that you'd be like, oh my gosh, this guy really it's really giving me an in-depth, review of the hotel and its amenities. And, I don't even know who provided the soap products. Oh, goodness. Junebug Beeson over here. So I guess because the information started to come out about Tim's treatment of JJ and Bev, and basically not supporting Bev And JJ, while Bev is obviously dealing with a really serious medical issue, I mean, anybody who's had to deal with anybody dealing with cancer and the not knowing and the time it takes sometimes to get the results back, and it is scary. I just had somebody that I know very well, a young lady, and she had kind of like had to get, a biopsy on something. Luckily, everything was fine. But during that time, even just a couple of days leading up to that, her mom was really stressed out. I mean, just the whole family, was stressed out about it. So, and unfortunately for her, her news was good. But so it's such a stressful time. And so this person, last thing I heard Tim talk about, JJ and Bev, was that he, and if you always listen to Tim, you'll hear how much he mentions himself and nobody else really, was going to get the coffee maker, the really nice coffee maker from JJ and Bev, because of the fact that JJ and Bev were upgrading a coffee maker. So it was something that was going to be for Tim, basically. That's what it was. Something for Tim. That's basically what it was. So I guess with all of this news coming out, Tim has gotten angry and upset and has gone back to his old favorite activity, and that's striking channels. And so this time it was a little bit different. So I don't think that Atomic Sage is going to mind me playing their video and just showing support to their channel and just kind of sharing this message. And then we're going to look at Sarasota's return back to Bradenton, which he calls Sarasota, but it's not. It's Bradenton. I think he calls it Bradenton. Who knows? But he's only put out 2 videos today. So he's either stewing somewhere, watching this for sure. I know you're watching, Tim. So every time somebody sends a wonderful comment to Bev and JJ, it's just going to eat Tim up alive. It really is. Amazing. He looks around. Oh, he does. He definitely looks around and thinks that's mine. Or, I can't wait until I get somebody else to, it's definitely waiting because their coffee maker was nice. So he was definitely, but we never saw that coffee maker. All right. This is not that long. I gotta play this, and then this is what happened. So it says Sarasota Tim attempted to silence my video. YouTube said it's fair use. So as we know, he also struck Buckeye Gordon successfully, but it seems that YouTube is finally catching up with Tim because they caught him with the one with Zachary Michael. Now they've caught for Atomic Sage. They haven't tried to. Tim hasn't tried to strike me, obviously.
Fellow seekers of reason and righteousness, it is I, the Atomic Sage, emerging once more from the swirling temporal rift of intellectual clarity to deliver a divine message from the sacred scrolls of Don't Try Me. This week's tale, a parable in desperation and digital faceplants. For lo, Sarasota Tim, who resides deep within the sun-scorched realm of busted trailers and bloated egos, sought to silence my voice with a copyright strike. Yes, disciples, he dared to smite my video from the digital heavens with the mighty hammer of Section 512, C of the DMCA. But alas, that hammer was forged from styrofoam and wishful thinking. YouTube, the unpredictable but occasionally wise deity of content moderation, gazed upon Tim's claim and laughed. They declared my video a commentary, a rebuttal, a satirical masterpiece.
Tim Faffoed
Was protected under fair use. And they were right. Because when you transform content, when you criticize, when you inject meaning and mockery, that's not theft. That's protected speech. They looked down and said, "Nay, Sarasota Tim, this is fair use. Thou shalt not pass." And so my video remains tall, proud.
And that is awesome because this is somebody who certainly flagrantly abused the new way that YouTube has kind of offloaded the copyright really off to the creators and said, yeah, you guys are going to have to deal with this. Oh, Bev. Bev, thank you. Absolutely. Bev says, I want to thank everyone for your kind words and prayers. It means so much to see everyone is not as cruel as Tim, who I thought was a caring friend. God bless you all. Well, Bev, you're going to make me, I'm going to cry. And I'm a horrible crier. We are absolutely happy to be here. I know everybody in this chat is going to be wanting to send you so much support and thoughts, prayers, best wishes, and from around the globe. And we are just here for you. We are excited to be making a donation to this wonderful organization. And just I'm so glad that we've been able to get to kind of know you in this way. Tim's loss is our gain, Bev, and we are so excited, and we are just knowing that you're going to do great, and we are just crossing fingers and toes and everything, and I know that this is going to go well for you. I'm going to put that out there, and I know I shouldn't because I'm a medical provider, but I am this time because that's what I'm speaking into existence today. So it's so wonderful to see you here. Absolutely wonderful. I love to interview with JJ. Well, I think that they're telling us kind of, and what they want to tell us, they will let us know, you know. And so I just appreciate all of you sending your just absolute wonderful wishes to Bev, and you know, just popping them here in the chat, and that's just a sign of support, and it's so important for somebody. When you're going through something as serious as this, I can let you know how much that means. I know that. So, and we're happy to be here for you, Bev. Absolutely. And all of these folks here, I know, really do care. And that's why we're all here tonight. All 160,000 souls here. And I'm sorry, my voice is, I guess there's something allergy. That's why I've got my tea here. Junebug and I went on a long walk today. So my voice. So let me get back to that. But thank you so much, Bev, for coming in and just saying that, because I know it means a lot to the community to know that that you are seeing our best wishes, and just knowing that we're here to support you in this. And anything that you need, you just let us know. We're here. And we're here to certainly call Tim out on a daily basis, because that's one of the things that I am good at. That is my specialty.
Monetized.
Meanwhile,
Tim is out there licking his wounds and likely filing his next bogus strike with the same enthusiasm he uses to microwave day-old gas station burritos. But let's talk about why Tim is even swinging in the first place. You see, Sarasota Tim's channel is flailing. The views are down, the algorithm is cold, and Tim's ego is bruised. And who does he blame? The hater channels. Not his content, not his behavior, not his attitude. No, he blames everyone else.
Now, Nightbot is saying that Buy Me a Coffee is my grad fund. I should have changed that. It's supposed to say that anything that goes to Buy Me a Coffee and you indicate it's for this particular fundraiser, then obviously that's where that money will go. So just want to clarify that. So if you send me anything through Buy Me a Coffee and say this is for the breast cancer fundraiser that we have done, then just let me know. Just let me know in the thing. Anything in June, though, I think if anything comes in June, it's just going to go there anyway.
Else for people waking up and tuning out.
How to make a donation.
But maybe, just maybe, it's not the haters. Maybe it's because he's a terrible person and folks have finally seen it for themselves. Let's not forget how he treated JJ, a man who genuinely tried to help him. JJ gave him time, effort, a platform, and Tim threw it all away like spoiled leftovers from the Dollar General. And if you still had doubts about Tim and Tammy, look no further than Bev. The woman was struggling, and what did they do? Nothing. Not a call. Not a meal. Not a gesture of kindness. No laundry folded. No help offered. Actions, or the lack of them, reveal everything. So now I speak directly to you, Sarasota Tim. Stop before you get your whole channel yeeted into the void by YouTube's 3-strike system. YouTube is not your safe space. You see, YouTube takes a dim view of those who weaponize copyright claims to stifle criticism.
And yes, they do. And I have, and Ross is saying, shout out from North Georgia Mountains, van life community, Appalachian Trail family, RV community, nomadic community, sending positive vibes and prayers to Bev and JJ. Thank you so much, Ross. And I know that you're a great supporter of this channel. And even people just coming in, watching, liking, give me thumbs up so people find this through the algorithm. I really appreciate that, because I think the more people that start to understand what type of character this is, I mean, this is what he's done to try to, I think everybody, I have channels, okay, that make commentary about me, surprisingly, okay? And I'm a nobody, absolute nobody. I am a nobody. But people make, and you know what I do? I just choose not to, I just ignore it. It's going to be there. That's just a sign that people see you. That's it. Now, if they're calling me out for legitimately, I've been called out for the Queen of Mean and all this. Yeah, I am harsh on Tim. There's reasons why I'm harsh on Tim. It's not just because I thought this guy's like a really nice guy. Don't see me going after Bama Tom with his cats. I wouldn't even dare to do that because he seems like a genuinely nice guy down there with his cats. Tim, on the other hand, left up a video where he was stalky naked. I have to be careful because I think that's the one that always gets me in trouble. And I still have that video, Tim. So you might have got rid of a lot of oil. You may have taken it off of Darling's page, but maybe not. Maybe it's still there. Certainly on mine. So that video is still out there, Tim. It's not gone. It's not disappeared into the etherverse. So, yeah. And my attorney has also, thanks to you guys in the community, and I think also by having had attorneys and just the amount of copyright removal requests that Tim has sent, I think YouTube has potentially flagged him. I'm sure at this point, because he never, ever has once showed that he has any evidence that he has legally sought for copyright. Nothing against these, myself, Atomic Sage, obviously anybody. None of it. All right, let me let Atomic Sage keep going. And then we'll get into the Tim react. I could go on forever.
It's called abuse of the DMCA system, and if he keeps it up, Sarasota Tim may find himself waking up one morning to the sweet, blessed silence of a terminated channel. No more angry rambles at 4 a.m. Poof. Gone. Like his credibility. You can't file a copyright on a punchline.
There we go. Look at this. Look who's gotten striked here 1,000 times. But I wanted to go back to this part real fast because this was important. Hold on. This part. Flagged by YouTube's abuse detection system. And I think this is important because I think at this time the flags are flying. Whoop. YouTube uses internal tools to flag accounts with a pattern of false claims. And you have to remember now that YouTube now has had it come through from my end with an attorney. So it's going to start to get, definitely, that's not the usual response a lot of times. Once flagged, even valid claims from that person may be scrutinized or ignored. Loss of monetization. So keep it up, Tim. Keep it up.
You can't file a copyright on a punchline, Tim. And buddy, you are the punchline. And what makes it even more poetic is that Tim should know better. He already got his ass handed to him by Ray from the Life and Vibe channel. A noble warrior who stood firm, exposed the nonsense, and humiliated him with precision. She didn't just win. She dropped an algorithmic atom bomb that still echoes through Tim's view count to this day. And still, he comes crawling back to the copyright claim page like a moth to a flame. From the center of reason and logic, still standing, still monetized, and still...
We could never organize an en masse reporting because that would be what's known as brigading. And that would get us as creators into trouble. And so Tim could get in trouble for that. I've learned a lot about fair use and copyright because I had an attorney who instructed me. That's why you don't really see Tim's name in my videos anymore.
Undefeated. This is the atomic sage.
So thank you. And I don't think, and I appreciate that shout out, Atomic Sage. And I still have some things to follow up with that. We're not done. We's not done. We's not done. But yeah, Tim, Jesus saw that. Jesus saw you doing that. You are a bad, bad person because you are unhappy that it finally came to light that you were not kind to your friends. And you don't like that because you like to have a very different narrative for your channel. And now you're not controlling the narrative like you used to. And so you have a default mechanism with your narcissism. And you have to get that narcissistic rage out. And it is through striking channels. And I used to be the one that you would come after. But you're too cheap to want to pay for an attorney. And I have that on good authority. And so me coming at you with an attorney, you're not going to be, ignore it you will, but you're not going to want to entangle with it either. So I think you learned your lesson with me. But I'm hoping you're starting to learn and if you haven't learned your lesson, if you continue to do this, I'm thinking at this point, you've done it so many times, Tim, to so many different channels with no proof. You're flagged at this time. That's what that tells me for Atomic Sage, that they've now internally flagged you because you stuck at Buckeye Gordon just a few weeks ago, right after you got your eye punched. Don't tell me it was a preacher seat. Somebody punched you in the eye, Tim. That's what happened there, mate. That was nothing else. Okay, let's get over to see what nonsense we got going on over here. I'm surprised that Tim hasn't showed up in the live stream yet. That's all I'm going to say on that. Oh, Tim. Your secrets are coming to light. All right, so let's see what Tim's been up to. Not a lot today, guys. He's not been up to a lot. Not at all. I guess after he didn't win his copyright strike, he got moody. And he's supposedly back in Sarasota, which I find interesting since he doesn't live in Sarasota. He lives in Bradenton. So I don't know why you lied to your audience like that, Tim. I don't know why. Anyway, I'm going to gift out some memberships right now, just because everyone's been so generous. Let me try to be generous. Okay, there we go. So we have now, who's been given? TLCO7, Camby, Lee, you got a membership. Sticky Basmati. Some of these might be from the Foodieverse, which I need to head back over to. Though I think nobody has seen. Then I have to have Interpol looking for Chantel. All right, so I'm glad to see that his views are absolutely starting to come down. I guess this might be some people who actually have interest in Jupiter Inlet. This was 37 minutes, guys. We might take a look at the pier. We'll take a look at the, all right, why don't we take a look at the pier, because these are short ones. How long have we been live streaming for? 41 minutes. Okay, so that's not too bad. Oh, you are so welcome, Lee. Absolutely. I know you've been a big supporter of this channel. I was happy that you won one. Beetlejuice, he's afraid to open the door of the crasher and behold the stench. Actually, somebody sent me some interesting article that we should find out about this poor lady who was doing a neti pot with her RV water, and it was not a good outcome. And so it might be she was something that they felt that the nomadic community should know about, not using your water sources for your neti pots, which I would definitely not recommend. You're supposed to use distilled water. And Tim is obviously not a fan of proper disposal of his black water. So who knows what magic Tim's probably going to have to do with some, oh gosh, what was the Oh, it slipped my mind. Fabuloso. That was the stuff that's it doesn't really have like a anything but a perfume mask. But I know every home in Mexico smells like Fabulosa because they're always like cleaning everything with that stuff. So somebody got great job love news. Oh, Father's Day is coming up. Yes, happy early Father's Day to everybody, except for Tim, because he's a deadbeat. I don't even think that's my opinion. I think that's the opinion of the state of California, Tim. All right, so let's just look at this 6 minute. I cannot do Tim for 37 minutes. Tim, with a coffee in his hand. Looks like Tammy's filming him though. Oh, maybe we'll just watch a little bit of the beginning of this one, just because I have a sneaking suspicion Tammy is filming him in this. So we may get a spot in the sunglasses. Oh, it looks like he's got a selfie stick. Huh, interesting. All right, let's see this on StreamYard. All right, we're not going to do all 37 minutes. I can promise you that much. We're going to see a little bit. And then we're going to get over to the other ones. We're going to have to go to a 1.25, Tim. You talk way too slowly.
A good
Oh.
Saturday morning, Sarasota, Tim. Coming to you from...
Now, Tim doesn't know what day of the week it is. And that's what happens when you stay up late at night and probably try to watch people's live streams, Tim. It was Friday morning, Tim, and your audience had to let you know. You were not even... Today's Saturday. Tim didn't even know what day of the week it was. Tim, look at that. That's the expression of somebody who doesn't know what day of the week it is. I guess that's retirement. I guess it gets you that chance to not know what day of the week it is. He's got a selfie stick. It looks like one point somebody's following him with the camera. You'll let us know. We're not...
Juno Beach, Florida. I just left the McDonald's and got myself the best cup of coffee I ever drank in my life. I had coffee at the Hampton Inn this morning, and I had eggs and kielbasa.
Okay, whatever, Tim. But Rita says to Bev and all others who are and have fought this terrible disease. Well, thank you, Rita. That's so sweet. And I cannot wait to be able to give all of the monies collected from this particular live stream to this organization and find out exactly how much we get. We won't know until the end of June, though, guys, because there could be still people coming in to watch this live stream. And so it could still be making money. So I won't have a full amount. But YouTube is very good, so I can give updates along the way. How about that? But we will then do, at the end of the month, I will come out and give a complete total, either as a video or probably at the start of a live stream, more than likely. And now that I'm not so stressed out with school and stuff, I can continue with my YouTube career, if it's a career. But that was
part
very
of the carnivore diet, and I ran down to get the best cup of coffee I ever had because their coffee is very good. I've always promoted it. However, I've got my good coffee in the car, and now I want to give you guys a video of the Juno Beach area and the Jupiter Inlet area. And it is a gorgeous blue sky day back here in South Florida. I hope you enjoy the videos. Have a good one. Crush it. All right, we just got off of A1A, and I'm going down the, I don't know.
I assume this, I mean, for some people, maybe they don't live in the United States or live in other parts of the States, and it's fascinating. But generally, the sides of the road stuff are not that fascinating unless it's like really pretty. This is filler content that should have just some music and sped up, Tim. But you don't edit. Jeez, how long does he... Look at this. Look at this length of time. He's just... Okay. All right, let's get him over here, because this is where I think Tammy shows up. Sorry, guys. I can't do the road stuff.
I'll show you. All right. Thanks for joining me on the tour today of the most beautiful part of the country.
This is the outfit that Miss Vicky said looked terrible. And Tammy probably going to show up in the sunglasses because Tim obviously is not holding the camera. So it's got to be, he obviously persuaded Tammy to come and film him for once.
Country, not just Florida, in my opinion. I'm standing at Juno Beach. The pier is down that way, about a half a mile. I am at just one area of where you can park on the road and come right down and walk down these
Try
steps.
not to stare
and
at
you
it
just
for
find
too
your
long.
favorite spot.
Is he in there? So Miss Tammy in there? I can't see. I'd have to see in here. Somebody's following him around. It's got to be Tammy. Tammy's got to be in those glasses. This is where people are like, oh my gosh, people literally look in people's sunglasses to see if someone's there. Yeah, we do that stuff. Absolutely. That's what reaction channels are for.
Some of these spots right here have shelves, or racks, I should say, not shelves, where you can put your surfboard or your paddleboard and rinse it off, dog wash, showers for yourself. And a lot of nomads come here too and will park their Class B or whatever along the parallel here and stay all day. And of course, you can't stay overnight, but after they
not that one.
at a certain time of night, they'll move on and come back early.
Maybe it was the same day because it looks like he had those shorts on. It's a different outfit, but I saw those shorts that you were referring to. He probably had the shoes on. I'm sure Tammy's filming all this.
Early in the morning, but let's try my delicious coffee I got.
This, guys, is the content that you get. Tim with this beautiful surrounding, and he's next to this thing that says landfill with a coffee. He's next to a trash can with sipping his coffee because Tim won't want to put his shoes on the sand. Instead of having just like an old pair of flip-flops or whatever, he probably doesn't want to get his shoes on the sand. So instead, instead of seeing this beautiful beach, we see Tim with a coffee next to a trash can. It says waste management right here. It's the waste management company. It says landfill right here. Look at that. Don't tell me this guy's not an expert YouTuber, guys.
Still good and hot and slurpable. That's that McCaffey, baby. And folks, that truly is the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. Oh, I'm a happy man. Now let's walk out here and take a look at the water. One of just a few spots I'm going to share with you today. But of all the places you can go, I've never been to Hawaii. I've been to California. I've been up and down Newport Beach, Laguna. It's different in its own right. It really is. I'm not trying to take anything away. But this town here, you get.
I have no idea what his shoe fetish is about, but he certainly does love to buy some shoes. I guess he thinks it's shows his sign of wealth. Maybe he didn't have shoes when he was a kid, so now he's trying to get all the shoes he can get. You know, a lot of things stem from people's childhoods. Just saying. Just my opinion.
Get a feeling. And in the wintertime, when there's waves, you can surf here. And what a lot of people do is they'll just come out here in the morning, they'll pull up in their vehicle, and they will actually sit here and just check it and just see where the break is. Do they want to paddle out here? Do they want to go down a little?
Yes, I have, because I've had to work with grandiose narcissists before in practice. So within practice, yes, I have met these types of people. Come on, Tim. Let's see how far we're going to get. We're not going to go much further in this video.
Further.
Come on, Tammy.
You'll sit here and you got this walkway that goes down right out to the beach. Bring your umbrella. You can zoom in and see the pier down there to the south. And then there's a few clouds out there, but it's burning off. Promising to be very warm today.
Oh, gosh. Well, then Tim is setting himself up for some future falls that are not going to be fun.
I suppose all this is sea grapes or some kind of foliage that is indigenous to the area here. But every 40 yards or so coming down this road that we just drove, you have this little walkway to have beach access. And you don't have condos, just
Oh, great. And we don't have Tim be quiet either.
line on here blocking access, parking, and the view of it. This is what I like. It's never changed since I was 15 years old living here till now, except it's grown in a lot more houses, but the beach is unspoiled. Now, Jupiter is to the left of your view on up the inlet. that we're going to go to next. It's a state park. It's amazing.
I also think that's a good rationale. It's a coping mechanism. I think he has some shopping addictions, but I also think that could stem from potentially not having a lot in his childhood. So he's trying to make up for it in his adulthood.
And you can see the pier down there where great fishing.
We're all
Great fishing
speculating.
down there. As we walk out over here.
And he occasionally mentioned Johnny Vegas. But what I find interesting, and as I said in the video the other night, if these are such good friends, I'm surprised that, you know, that they don't show up in his comment section to, you know, show support. Just even saying, hey, Tim, or something that would, you know, help him remain up in the algorithm. Now, they may have different names on their accounts, and so maybe I just don't know who these people are. And so they don't want to be recognized. But I just find it weird. Like, he had that video out about a month ago where he tried to talk about how, you know, he had such a good time and had everything laid out and was able to go on all these travels and meet all these people. And I think, and I hope people are starting to kind of see who he potentially could be as a person. And I'm just going to be a little bit wiser about maybe not engaging with him on a personal level. Just not necessarily a good plan until you really get to know somebody. I think people think they can see his heart, but I think it's starting to come out a little bit differently now. I think his positivity is wearing off. Stop striking channels, Tim. Oh, look at this, Tim. There he goes. Follow me, Timmy.
You see the fortunate people that live in condos right across the street here. Of course, you know they're paying, and they're paying big time.
Oh.
But they really have it made. And so many people ride their bikes and enjoy the...
There's a lot of RNs who live kind of like a nomad life because they'll have an RV and they'll travel to places and work for 13 weeks and then go to the next place. It makes it so much easier when you're not trying to figure out apartments and accommodation. I was thinking at some point when I was traveling as a nurse, I might actually start to do that more than trying to navigate apartments and leases and, you know, this, that, and the other. But I did have a dog, so I was trying to figure out, you know, how could I do that and have the dog and have to be in certain places. So it was just a little bit difficult, but I certainly, because my shifts were so long, you know, 12 hours. But I know a lot of people do it. So I don't think people all think necessarily badly about it. I think people just think badly about how Tim does it.
Yeah, walks up and down here. Better than getting on a treadmill, I can tell you that. Well, let's head on down to the Jupiter Inlet area while I enjoy my coffee. Well, what you're looking at there is something different.
No, we don't care about your driving videos, Tim. All right. What do we got here? Anything interesting?
Right here. You walk along that wall, you can fish. You can fish all up and down, anywhere you choose.
Yeah, well, Tim don't want to get
the inlet here.
shoes
Tide,
dirty.
as you can see, is definitely going out. And we're going to walk out here to where I used to fish all the time. And I'm not believing my eyes. What happened? What is this berm here? Why is this blockage? Oh, I see. It's just more of a berm they've made. And they also put a mat down. I see that's new. This parking spot right here was actually my parking spot, and I would say,
Tim, look at we just caught. This is where we get so silly as reaction channels. But look at this.
I would have a barbecue. I'd cook fish, chicken wings, burgers, whatever I want to do, because I spent all day here. But this berm was not here. This is something they've added a lot of sand. And this mat, like at Siesta Key Beach now, is kind of new, and it's getting covered up with sand.
Hold on. I just saw Tammy in the shadow right there. Why am I not getting to it? See, right there.
As you can see, is definitely going out. And we're going to walk out here to where I used to fish.
I just saw Tammy's shadow.
And I'm not believing my eyes. What happened? What is this berm here? Why is this
Tim complaining.
blockage? Oh, I see. It's just more of a berm they've made. And they also put a mat down. I see that's new. This parking spot right here was actually
Up, see, Tim, we always get Tammy. Tammy, we always get you, girl. We're always gonna get you, Tammy. There's a lot. Yeah, there's supposedly an article about e-begging somewhere in the New York Times or Post or somewhere. It's becoming more known, the e-begging and the dry begging. There's Miss Tammy. We knew, she says, Anne says, well, I'm a good sleuth. Yes, this is what we do. We make sure that we get there. And, you know, as much as Tammy thinks she can hide, she can't hide. We know you're there. Both of you. Tammy, throw it in their face, Musselman, or shove it in their face, whichever way. There she is. Trailing Tim. Gotta get a screenshot, guys. This is what created. All right, keep going, Tim.
actually my parking spot, and I would sit and wait till it became available. I would back in my Toyota truck right
there,
and I would have a barbecue. I'd cook fish, chicken wings, burgers, whatever I want to do, because I spent all day here.
Yeah, and
but this berm was not here. This is something they've added a lot of.
And I'm sure Tammy just fascinated with this story of Tim and his fishing days and burger cooking and delicious braggarty and blah, blah, blah.
And this mat, like at Siesta Key Beach now, is kind of new, and it's getting covered up with sand. But look how open it is this morning. No one there. And look at this water. Wait till you see this water we get out here. This is where I used to surf, just off the inlet. You want to make sure, off the point.
That's sand. That's water. And that's some sand dunes. That's a walkway. And that says no dogs allowed.
Make sure you're away from anybody casting their hooks towards you. But we had to hug in close because that's where the break was. So you come on down here. And I remember them putting this statue in some years later after I moved away. I really don't know what it represents, but they put that in. That is Jupiter Island on that side. That is where...
Gosh, the statue is not dedicated to me. So why do I care where the statue is?
Where Tiger Woods lives, about 5 miles down along the strip, right on the ocean, and the intracoastal. This is the main inlet, though. Look, there's no bridge, see, to get out. So all these bigger motor yachts and sport fishers and all that, they don't have to worry about, like in Boynton Inlet, where there's a bridge there and you can't go under it. There's one big bridge down there that has an opening that opens up. I'll zoom in. See, there's a, I hope I'm pointing at it.
Dirty Jersey, you said.
And in there, in this inlet, is every species of saltwater fish you could possibly hope.
You know, Tim was a surfer. He was a fisher, a deep sea fisher, a spear fisher. He was every type of fisher you could think of.
Catch in the ocean out there. I'm telling you, we've gotten so many big snook in here. And I used to walk out on this on these rocks, just like this, and just jump from one to one to one. And I would go down in there when the tide was high and the water was clear and it wasn't moving. And
well, you can't give Tim any advice like that would potentially, insult his good looks, because that's insulting to this narcissist, And he really could. He could do with some good moisturizer and a regular use of the sunscreen. But obviously, Tim doesn't want to do that.
And a pickup tackle, like hooks and lead and different things that people would come out here and cast out one time and get hung in those rocks.
Got to pay for
and
the
lose a $10 lure or something. But every day I would come out here with would park back there, and I would have 5-gallon buckets, about 6 fishing rods, cast nets, aerators, all kinds of tackle, and I would catch my bait. I did not bring any dead bait or cut bait. I mean, I have. We would catch our bait.
Was this the one where he's about to get into somebody's face? Oh gosh, keep going. Or no, that was at the pier, I think. I don't know. Keep going, Tim. Oh, that's nice. Reminds me of Virginia Beach, though. I see a lot of that.
And then throw it out and catch a bigger fish.
Beach. My God. I went to Virginia Beach oceanfront today, and it was packed. There was some beach volleyball tournament thing going on. All these girls just looking at all these guys on the beach. And then there was some sand soccer tournament thing going. Virginia Beach is packed with activity. It's never this quiet. There's stuff going on all the time. Junebug and I were just going to go down for a quiet walk, and it was packed down there. And we tried to go early because it gets, it's starting to get hot.
And I believe that's what this boat is doing out here right now, trying to catch bait. We're going to find out. Let me cross over here.
Oh, he's got his good shoes on.
Seaweed.
That's why we're never going to get down on the sand if Tim got his new shoes on. If he does, they're going to be returned for sure. Seaweed. Yeah, Tim's not going to want to get his feet in the seaweed. It's very quiet beach, but I guess it's more people fishing.
Look how pretty the water is, though. We got a little breeze still, and we had that inclement weather for a few days, so it's still trying to clear up some from the weather. Lots of bait will come in here and hide, and we'll throw our cast net. You got to be good, though. You got to throw it over those rocks. Then you got to pull it quickly to not get hung up on these rocks, because the lead line will get hung up, and the rocks are in the water, too, down on the bottom. So there's like certain spots you let the bait swim to, like right over in here, and then you'd actually get over the other side of the rail and stand on one of these rocks to throw. Let's see what's going on out here and what that boat's trying to do. If he's casting a net or
because people that are fishing just generally like people to come and be really noisy around.
Using a sabiki. A sabiki is a line of hooks that have like 6 hooks on it.
Yeah, he's too
cast it out there and catch bait. They look like they're just actually fishing.
I've known quite a few people in the Virginia Beach area to get caught without a license and fishing. You'll get in trouble.
He's not jerking the rod. He's not trying to collect bait or anything. He's just kind of fishing, it looks like.
Let me zoom in on those complete strangers that I do not know, so I can figure out what they're up to, says Tim.
This is where I would really jump in at. This is where we surf right here. And this is where I would jump in at high tide and swim.
Well, that doesn't look safe. We don't believe you. If we don't see it, Tim, we don't believe you.
Around in this area here for the tackle and everything. Oh, we got one right here. There's a guy bringing one in. That's cool. Let's see what he's got.
See anybody swimming there?
You hit them, right? I'm here for fun. So.
Tim does not know these people. He's not asked if he's okay. Dirty Jersey, thank you. Dirty Jersey prayers for Bev and JJ from Jersey Shore. Roe, loving your content and exposing the truth. Well, thank you, Dirty Jersey. And thank you for that donation. I hope you like the fact that Tim is just going up to complete strangers. This is why. Tim doesn't know how to ask. He just goes in there and headlong. Oh, this guy caught a fish. Let me take my camera in there. Was there any asking like, hey guys, gonna film this for my YouTube channel?
Nice catch.
Yeah.
I think that's a croaker?
Perch.
Perch. A little smaller and you catch a big snook, huh?
I am so glad Tim didn't get that fish name right. Tim tried to show off. The guy just corrected him right there. Perfect. Perfect.
Or you can throw him out and catch a really big snook.
No, I'm just here
Yeah.
for the fun.
That's fine. Oh, that was fun.
For you,
Oh,
I'm here for the fun.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Just for the fun.
Thank you, sir.
oh.
Yeah, because you're not having much fun yourself. That's your first fun.
Well, that seems kind of sad for that poor fish. They didn't even have ice or anything. Just slapped it in there, not even with water. That's kind of just, I guess. Yeah, I'm not a fan of fishing like that. Figured it. Now I think he sees like a manatee. So let's move on.
It's okay. 2 manatee, folks. Anyway, yeah, you don't ever want to try to jump in after someone. It's the only thing you can do.
Oh, I
because
guess under here? Do we actually see them surface? That might be the most interesting part here is the manatee. We get lots of dolphins here in Virginia Beach. Tons of them.
they will take you down too. So that's nice that they put that out there. So in that, on the bottom there, I'm being told there's a manatee, but there's 2 of them.
There.
But they're not surfacing. They're just sort of sitting there. Of course, they can.
I guess where the shadow is, all the manatees. And so we got a pelican over here. Very exciting content, Tim.
Stay below quite a while. It's interesting how they're just sitting there.
Maybe this
I see the nose come up. It's just peeking there. Let me zoom in for you, see if you can see. There's a little shadow in the water there.
Something
a lot of
here.
times they just swim around right through here.
They heard you were coming, Tim. They wanted to stay in the water.
Here. Yeah, the Florida manatee, the sea cows. Very protected. Very
I
protected.
know.
Here.
No way.
Man, this is like being home again,
Like,
folks. I mean,
where are the waves?
hanging out with my buddies, the same people every day. You know, the business I told you I had for 33 years. I go out for a couple of hours and earn.
Tim's exciting content here. Laura, thank you so much. Thank you for exposing the truth, Ray. Many prayers to JFF. Absolutely. And I know it seems like I've been at this for a while, but sometimes it takes a while to get the truth out. You just kind of, you know, there's a number of people that had not as many as some reaction communities. I've been falling down a rabbit hole about Corey Feldman, but that's a whole different story. But thank you for that generosity. Thank you. It's going to go to a good cause.
Like I said, I was pretty
And
good
not
at it.
Sarasota
I'd
Tim.
make myself a pocket full of hundreds, and then I would grab the Tacoma, jump.
Here we go. Tim with that pocket full of hundreds. The pocket full of hundreds. Let's just go back and hear this great quote. This is Tim. This is how Tim would subsist on a pocket full of hundreds when he was selling the oil change coupon books, because, you know, that is the sort of stability that any man should be giving his family. The pocket full of hundreds.
Hanging out with my buddies, the same people every day. You know, the business I told you I had for 33 years, I'd go out for a couple of hours and earn. Like I say, I was pretty good at it. I'd make myself a pocket full of hundreds, and then I would grab the Tacoma, jump in my board shorts like I'm wearing right now, and lather up the sunscreen and just get on out here with everybody else.
I wonder how many kids and wives that was on. Just such a thoughtful individual, just thinking so much of others around him. Oh, gosh, he was probably exhausting to be married to, in my opinion. That's selfish. He's just that type of you just know, Tim. I know lots of these types in Virginia Beach.
There would be so many people out here casting the rods, and everybody knew what they were doing, that when you got ready to cast, like the gentleman did right there, we would holler out as a warning, going out, just so that somebody...
Oh, no, he definitely had the pocket full of hundreds. I don't see how this was a surf spot, though. That's a pretty, I mean, these waves, I mean, this is pretty dead. I mean, this makes even Virginia Beach look like good surf. This Virginia Beach surf is terrible.
Walk into a hook, or somebody would be a smart aleck and say, duck or bleed. Yeah, these sea cows are just staying below there.
Oh,
they don't want to come up and just sitting there, which is unusual.
This is.
For me. I've always...
Yes, everything that we raised tonight on this channel, whether it's through subscriptions, super chats, super thanks, my AdSense, whatever, is all going to this particular charity, which was the breast cancer. Let me make sure I get the name right here. The Breast Cancer Research Foundation. And so it's linked down in the description below. But yes, and I'll be letting everybody know how much we raised. So yes, thank you for your generosity, Flat Pat. Absolutely. And everyone has been so generous tonight. I know we're going to be raising lots of money, and I'm excited to find out how much we're raising.
You see them move around, but these are 2 baby sea cows. Oh, the guy got him a bite, and then I
Oh,
guess he stole his
thank
bait.
you, Birdie.
Yeah, so looking on down there, I'll zoom in for you. That's Jupiter Island. Very exquisite, exclusive real estate.
Tim thinks his job is shoot, point, upload, and then people will just be so enthralled by this content. Tim, I go walk the boardwalk all the time. What else are you gonna show us? What else? I mean, poor Tammy, 37 minutes of this. All right, let's get you along, Tim. Oh my gosh, just filming some random person. All right.
Otherwise, when the tide is moving, it's almost impossible to fish here without using an anchor for lead, because
he didn't even bother to edit. He made this 37 minutes long. Now, I have to admit, I do get out some long videos on occasion, but I do try to break it up with other stuff. And my obviously amazing commentary.
because your line just gets pulled. But when it can rest, there is fish in here. Otherwise, you do have to stay concentrating out on the point or around these little coves over here where your lead doesn't get dragged into the rocks.
Well, you know, he used to live in Charlotte, Miss Vicky. Tim used to live in North Carolina. Got quite a few speeding tickets. Not that I didn't get some speeding tickets in North Carolina, so I can't talk. When I was traveling. Oh, Tim was like, what's this about? Looks like just like some people hanging out. I don't know. Maybe looks like she's looking for somebody. Did somebody disappear? He looks like he has a stern, serious face, and she looks like she's looking for someone.
Let's walk over to Du Bois now. All right, another little story for you. When I had my longboard, is people would leave the parking lot.
Yeah. Oh,
and I would hang at that stop sign with my skateboard. And they would stop, and they'd be looking, so they couldn't really see me. And then I would sneak up, and I would grab the wheel well of the passenger rear.
Oh, yeah, he's an absolute know-it-all, and he was corrected about the fish. So that was perfect. Tammy, she's been trailing him. This is the
part of the car. Now, other people that were getting ready to leave saw me doing it over and over and over. They probably knew I was going to do it to their car too, so they didn't care. Anyway, I would hold on, and I'd be down low, and I would let them get me all the way up to the top of this hill here, and then they would pull me a little further because it starts going downhill, and I would just let go, and they would start to gas it and go a little faster than I wanted to be pulled, and then I would be able to go all the way down that hill and get a nice ride. So that way I didn't have to pull myself or kick it up this hill.
I didn't have to do that, and I got this, and I did that. None of this is about the area or any real historical things, or nope. It's just about what Tim did. Have you noticed? The whole video is about Tim's experiences of Jupiter Inlet and Juno Beach. I guess there's people that love Tim's reminiscing, but after a while, isn't it just a lot? I mean, I do. I mean, I watch him for reaction just because I call him out, but I'd rather you watch me than watch him.
Something I was doing. I'm telling you, in those days, between swimming in that inlet, fishing, throwing cast nets, surfing, and skateboarding,
absolutely.
I was
Surfer,
ripped. I was
skateboarder.
tan. I was much blonder. I mean, yeah, those were the days.
And he was 6 foot tall. Tan, blonde, rich. All the ladies loved him. Had so many friends, had a pocket full of hundreds. No house, no health insurance, no retirement plans, no future, no goals. And then he hit YouTube. And Tim, your videos were creepy, your early videos. I had you like, a lot of times you were naked, like from the waist up.
Right? Now look at me.
Yeah.
We got a little anchor here.
Let's not.
Looks like a real one that they was rusting away. They must have found it below the, on the bottom and just kind of coated it. So right up here is Du Bois. I never spent too much time over here, but I've been over here. It's kind of a family area. I'll show you. It's beautiful. Girls walking the rocks over there.
Tim probably thought he was the king back in those days. I know these types. I meet them all the time in Virginia Beach. I used to. Not anymore. I don't hang out like that.
Be careful. We're grabbing some photos. We're only able to get up there.
I'm not surprised he's latched to Tammy either, because they always latch themselves to somebody. And I guess his is Tammy.
Now because of the low tide. So right here is the, look at this lagoon. You're not going to believe it. It's really amazing how beautiful this is.
Oh, I'm sure Tim was, if these houses have been here for any length of time, which they may have, even when Tim was younger, Tim was probably envious of everybody, just like, you know. And so anybody taking his potential of income away from YouTube, he doesn't like it. So that's why he gets so upset and irritated and strikes out at people's channels, because obviously YouTube is his income. But he didn't, you know, he could have handled, I think, his channel in a very different way. He had a very successful channel. And unfortunately, his true person, his true character was always going to be revealed and come out. It always does with these types. You can't hide it, especially if you're putting out as much content as he does. The mask is going to fall off.
So there's a big parking lot back there in the background. And you come down here on the beach.
Great, a parking lot.
Or you
Anything
can park
else
behind me there and walk
interesting
over
in
here.
this video?
Whatever you want to do.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's move along, guys. Okay, we got some nice houses over here. Let's look at them. Let's stare at people's properties.
Sell it to us so we can tear it down and build a McMansion.
Uh-oh.
This barge down here is floating to build something.
Tim, you're unhappy because these people built big houses. Promise you, Tim, if that's the lighthouse is pretty. I promise you, Tim, if somebody offered this you for free, as long as you didn't have to pay property tax or anything, you'd be taking it happily.
They're going to do. Not sure what.
He is envious.
But Du Bois Park, which is on the other side of the bridge here, is this. There's a Du Bois house. You can see the roof of it right there. It's a historic house from,
Sold?
I don't know, 1900s or something.
Oil change coupon books. I don't know if he sold the cars. I think the cars were in San Diego. He talks more about the cars selling in San Diego, which makes me think he wasn't selling cars for 17 years. There's some dubious timelines with Tim's work history.
And they've kept it there. It's kind of like a center
But it's
point.
definitely the coupons down here, in my
You
estimate.
can drive around it and see it. I wish it was, high tide. You can see how pretty the water is when it's clear and nice. So we're going to head on back now to the car. It's starting to warm up. I told you today it was going to be 100 degrees. The humidity, I'm sweating.
It's like some coastal elite housing, Tim. These things are probably 5,000 square feet and stuff. We get a lot of these places in Virginia Beach, not with the palm trees, but these types of houses, especially down here.
I'm probably going to get in the water, maybe down there at Juneau or some other beach. But I would not come and visit the east coast of Florida and Palm Beach County without coming up here and revisiting my old stomping grounds when I was really crushing it. I mean, really crushing it. Surfing and fishing and no regrets.
Listen to Tim's crushing it. Surfing and fishing. I've known a lot of these types of guys who do have, well, Tim doesn't have regrets now because of the fact that he is, one, had all that loan money from the EIDL and all that good stuff, as we know, that helped him get the cars and the trailers and everything else. And we know the YouTube, the one video, has helped make Tim a much wealthier man than he was going into retirement before he was getting his free check. And most people would not. I have surfer friends, and I have one guy who, doesn't have a house. I think works at a bar, is in his 40s or whatever. No real career. I think he makes decent money at the bar, rents an apartment. I don't think he's ever going to get a house together, And he did say to me that he does regret that he spent so much money like on surf trips and just surfing and messing around and really not taking life that seriously. And now he's not married, doesn't have any kids, and he really doesn't have, any family to speak of, and no real assets. So as much fun as he had and how popular he was when he's gotten older, he really doesn't have much. So I don't know if that's crushing it, Tim. I mean, you had fun. I mean, one thing is saying you were having fun and enjoying things, because I certainly had a good time when I was younger. I wouldn't consider those to be the crushing it moments in my life, though.
Living the Florida boy life. Crush it.
Oh, yeah. I don't think that, yeah, exactly. A statute of limitation. I don't know. But you can't have it all. Well, I've seen a lot of people here in Virginia Beach who are able to balance a work life and be able to be out and surfing and enjoying beach life too, and still maintain their responsibilities and be professionals and have careers and, attorneys and doctors. I know lots of people of that nature. I know the other types like Tim too, that are more like didn't get it together. And then as the rest of the folks sort of careers happened and our lives kind of, went in one direction, some of these people, they just kind of stayed kind of young, in their sort of outlook, and just kind of didn't really sort of seemingly move to that next sort of part of, being an adult. They left home, they have sort of, certain types of jobs, but they weren't moving into the other parts of adulting. Kind of like Tim, and that's why Tim is so rabid to protect what he is. So this whole positivity thing, all of this is an act, guys. No, very good authority. This is not the real Tim. Selfish, thinking of himself with a 37-minute video, and 3.3 thousand views. I'm shocked to have that many views on here. And people basically letting him know that it was Friday, not Saturday. And a lot of these folks that were watching it were people that were looking at this part of Florida and had memories there. And so I don't know if they necessarily kind of know the full thing about Sarasota Tim. Now, oh, great. Somebody's grilling a ribeye and a burger. Wow. Okay, so Tim returns back to Bradenton. Let's hear what he's got going on. So, we know Tim's obviously getting his carnivore on tonight.
How's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim.
Probably got us on in the background.
In Sarasota to Scooter's Coffee.
Say hi to Tim,
we're
everyone.
We're going to scoot on around right here and get us a small, regular coffee for 99 cents. I got the cash in my pocket. I don't even have to use a credit card for this one. And we're going to get the 4 heavy whipping cream. I've shown you guys this place. Let me. There it is, Scooters, baby. And I'll show you what they got here on their menus. Never a line here to wait. Like a.
Yes, we've had some off and on patchy weather. I know I just had Junebug out before I started this live stream, and then I'll walk her one more time before bed. So thank you, Lee, and thank you for your generous donation and for joining us. Make sure you hit the likes on the way out.
McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or certainly a Starbucks.
Thank you for joining us. And I know you got to get that puppy
Let me show you their menu here. I know a lot of you have already tried them out. They got all these things.
Welcome to Scooter's Coffee. What can I get started for you?
Hey, how you doing, Sarasota Tim?
Oh, he definitely really wears that shirt, JJ. He loves that shirt. And I think somebody else just showed that shirt. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think you will be returning that shirt. But that was a very nice gift you gave him. He loves wearing it.
Hey, Tim, what's going on?
Hey, can I get my usual small, regular, with 4 heavy whipping cream?
You know what you have to do the last time for you?
Yes, sir. That was good. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, no problem. Anything else for you?
No, that'll be it.
I can go ahead and scoot on around.
I love it. Scoot on around. Yeah, they know me here. Isn't that cool? Hi.
Hi. 107.
Yep. I think I got 7 cents for you.
Yes, Sammy. He says all sorts of embarrassing things I think for some of us now, we're just so used to it. I guess that's Tammy's bags in the bag.
Hey, it's money. I'm rich.
Oh, yeah.
We're all singles. Hi, how you doing?
I know you were going down to the Everglades?
Yeah, we went to Hollywood, and then I went up to Jupiter over in West Palm Beach, and I got back last night.
Any golf?
I did not play any golf, but I am a golfer, and I need to play.
Yeah, I think that's a very loose term about golfing, Tim. Yeah, I don't think we can really call you a golfer. We've seen you golf, Tim. You're terrible. Thank God we're not being subjected to those terrible golf videos. When I made that week challenge last year, not this time last year, I had a challenge that I was going to make a reaction to every Sarasota Tim video that he put out for an entire week. And this man was, putting out 6 to 7 videos a day, and I did it. And it was a lot of golf.
But I got a lot of people saying they're going to go to scooters.
Uh-oh.
7, right?
Yeah.
I got it. 6.
Not anymore. He's losing them.
7.
Thank you.
Yes, it is gold.
What's your first name?
Bye, Natalie.
Natalie, nice to meet you.
Oh, Lord. Tim, why are you trying to get to know the names of these people? And you know you've got them on camera, so now this girl said her name on your camera. Damn. Cannot stop doxing people.
Oh, yeah? Thank you. Buy one, get one free?
And I know if you ever want to try any of the other stuff, one will be on us.
Okay. Very good. I will do that. I'll look everything over. I looked at the menu, and I'm telling you, you got these cold drinks.
Oh, gosh. Tim's going to be loving anything. I got a coupon, a coupon, as he likes to say.
And stuff, too.
We have more coming out at the end of the month, too.
Fantastic. All right. Good to see you guys again. All right. Did you hear that? They got a BOGO, and they want to give me one, too, if I want to try something different. This guy wants to come in. I'm going to get out of his way. Sorry about that. I'm in the middle.
Not paid it forward at the scooters yet.
There it is, folks. Let's just see if it's still good. The cup, I might be a little more insulated because it doesn't feel real hot on my hand. I can feel it's warm. Let's check the color. Oh, I got good color. They got that little stem there.
He does this to irritate us who don't like his content. Because I cannot believe, I swear, this is this rage baiting content, Tim.
There's my color.
Nobody cares about your coffee.
Let's try it. Oh, wow. That cup is very well insulated because that's good and hot.
So I think my face says it all.
You hear Chrissy because you want me to make it like I did last time. Folks, that's the best cup of coffee I've ever
Any problem with scooters, Tim, is you can't pick up Tammy her zing and a biscuit.
drank in my life. Scooter's coffee. Cool cup. Cool lid. Got the little Scooter guy on there. Well, it's a smiley face. He's Scooter, though. Mr. Scooter. Scan this. Download app. $2 off instantly. You could probably scan that even in my video. Here's a...
Well, we don't have a scooters here in Virginia Beach, Tim, so that's not very helpful. Oh, he's just a master of the content. All right, let me check
QR code for the buy one, get one. I'll be saving that.
Sure, it's good.
I couldn't wait to get back over here today. The closest one when I was in Hollywood said it was
I can't believe what Tim's calling
Fort Myers, 111 miles away. So they don't have them on the East Coast,
I know, the
unfortunately.
stripping is
But
awful.
folks, come on into Scooters and get yourself a cup of coffee. Tell them Sarasota Tim sent you. They'll definitely crush it.
Why would we assume that they know Sarasota Tim at Scooters? Oh my God. And this had 1,500 views. And somebody was saying, It's always fun to bump into subscribers. Please, no. Please don't bump into Tim. All right, let's get back over here. Let me share because I still haven't. You know what? Jesus saw that, Tim. They did. Oh, and I forgot to put in. There's my attorney's language for any of Tim videos. Okay, let's get him back on. Oh, I don't know if I can do the burger video. Let's see. He just put out. Oh God, his cooking is terrible. Okay, this is only 12 minutes. It can't be too painful, can it?
Liver King.
Hold on, Liver King. What's he on about? All right, let's see this. This will be the last one we do. I don't think I can do the burger video. Well, maybe we'll take a quick peek. See. Oh, gosh. Take it away,
Tim. We are
Tim.
back in Sarasota, Bradenton. Back home, home sweet home. It is 86 degrees.
I understand there is a little distance between Bradenton and Sarasota.
It feels like 97, 10:28 a.m. I walked 3 miles at the mall. Got 6,000 steps so far. Not a bad start. Might take a ride somewhere today to a place. I don't know if I'm going to go or not. I'll let you know. It's not on a trip or anything. It's just a place.
Atomic Sage.
And a CC rider needs a bath. So we're on our way to Sudstop. And we're going to have to do Mojo. It's going to require a little pre-washing.
I know they're gonna feel like that QR code got like overly downloaded because there's so many people watching Tim, all 116,000, 6,027 billion souls.
Prior to washing the windshield, I don't think that little rubbing thing that goes
back,
over.
Tim. You need to send that back in the mail, mate.
For a second, he's going to rub off some of these because my windshield wipers in the fluid isn't doing it. And there's some bugs that hit the bumper. The problem with the bugs in traveling in Florida is, the sun bakes them on. They're like, you got to use some elbow grease, but you want to make sure you get them good and soft before the bug itself can scratch.
Well, it's so exciting that Tim's back to Bradenton because now we've just got a slew of videos from the car. How did we not get through the last couple of days with this type of content?
At your car, trying to rub it off. So I know what I'm doing, but I had a large coffee from McDonald's this morning with 8 cream.
So awesome.
It was the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life.
It's a very generous donation with a fantastic. It's like a little face with stars and hat and looks like sparkles and all sorts of like whoa. But thank you so much. We really appreciate that. It's actually going to a very good charity, which is the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. So as we know, everything is going to that organization in honor of Bev Bianco tonight. And we are doing that. So thank you so much. I cannot wait to see how much we have raised. I know we've raised so much. And I can't wait to the day I actually reach 10,000 subs and we really give away stuff. So Ann says Bradenton and Sarasota are next to each other. Bradenton is Manatee County and Sarasota is in Sarasota. Sarasota has a higher median income bracket, thus is referring to Sarasota all the time. Yeah. And Sharon says he lives more in his past than in the moment. Yes. I think he definitely wants to be living in the past. I think at the moment, the past is what's, definitely where he wants to be, especially since he's getting called out so much. Oh, Tim is absolutely watching this. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. He's going to try to figure out, because I'm obviously not going to keep a penny of this. This is all going away. Obviously, YouTube does its part, but the rest of it is going to the charity. And so, Tim was probably trying to figure out how he couldn't have skimmed some money away from that too, which, because he would be trying to figure out, because he couldn't, how he could just take a slice of the pay it forward. Because when he gets people donating his coffees, it's not fully paid forward, even if that's what he said.
Life, but on the way to Sudstop right now, I'm going to hit up Scooters, and I'm going to scoot on in there to get a small with heavy whipping cream, and of course no donuts, but they got the $1 donut deal for you. You get a cup of donuts for $1 if you so are interested. Carnivore, baby, carnivore. Today seems like a month. It's probably only been about a week or 6 or 7 days.
Who thinks that Tim stuck to his supposed carnivore diet while he was out of town with Tammy? Nobody. Nobody thinks you stuck to the diet. In fact, I know you said you ate some stuff. So, Tim, I know it's just a way for you to clickbait in the audience, but nobody actually believes that you're maintaining. I don't think it's a good diet, but regardless of that, you can't stick to anything. God.
8 days, maybe, but I've been on it. And I have not cheated. I have eaten nothing but meat. I went to dinner a couple of times. All I had was the meat. That's it. I bought some lunch meat at Publix last night when I got back, and I got some turkey, some cheese, and 2 different kinds of cheeses. And I've lost weight. I've totally lost weight. I weighed at Publix 205. I was 202 the other day. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe because it was...
We did have thoughts about Ridge Runner and whether or not that was Tim. So was that one of Tim's soccer accounts? Oh, well, he did. I guess he helped with the stream. People thought he was a bit iffy, and they're saying some other stuff. Interesting. Thank you for letting us know, JJ.
A public scale, maybe because it was the evening. Last night you weigh, you're supposed to weigh in the morning. I know you say don't weigh, look at inches.
Well, that's not very kind, Ridge Runner.
And one thing's for sure, I do feel great. I've been feeling great since like day 2. Those inflammatory things that I was apparently eating, whatever they were, I was eating everything that I've eschewed from my diet.
There's different ways. You can donate directly to the charity, Gail, which I've linked to the description below. You can either send it through a super chat, and then anything that comes through here is I will be letting everybody know how much we raised, and we are then going to donate that to the charity. So once obviously it's going to take a little time for me to get, obviously, YouTube to forward the monies to me. So it's not quick with YouTube. But the minute I do get the monies come in, which is the 21st of the month, so it'll be 21st of July for this month, then I will be sending that money. And I'll have a better idea exactly how much this live stream earned throughout the month of June. Because it's anything that comes on to this live stream, even going forward as replays, AdSense, anything is all going to be donated to the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, which is a worldwide organization.
Diet have really given me very good feeling, So, and without really doing a lot of weightlifting because I've been on vacation for about 4 days, I haven't been to a gym at all. I feel still sort of muscular. I think that the protein definitely is replacing the fat. So it's still, hey, look,
Alan,
what are you going to expect in 7 or 8 days? But I am not quitting. I am all about this.
Matters, and just the love and support being shown towards Bev is what matters too.
I was being offered yesterday a very delicious looking fruit salad and some other edibles that were part of a diet that I, indulged in prior. And my, strength, what's the word? To not accept it, not eat it.
Does Tim not understand that as we age, we do lose muscle mass? It's really much harder to keep and maintain, much more difficult.
Tempted was right there. It was a close temptation of a couple of things, maybe because when you're away.
That's why when we see these older actors who have these like amazing physiques, we know they've probably had a little bit of help and enhancement there. That's not naturally what's going to happen.
And you can't throw something on the grill or have your own stove to whip up some bacon, boil some eggs, and do your own thing, or go to your own refrigerator and have lunch meat and things available right there, and
we may have.
you're out and you got to go buy everything, and it has to either be lunch meat because you can't just go. You can go sit at a restaurant and buy a steak, or a burger.
What is he trying to say, Pat? That he's not going to stick to this supposed diet. But what I will be saying is we are going to get cheekbones out here one day and get a dietary review, especially since we lost Foodie.
Now, I did do one thing that some of you have suggested more than one time regarding a carnivore diet is you can go to McDonald's or Burger King's or whatever and get those hamburgers.
I like the super pear and the super sticker. Thank you so much. And I thank you. And we played your video tonight, and I hope that was okay. But we had to share your great victory and the fact that if Tim continues to strike at channels the way he has, he's going to get himself in some serious trouble. YouTube won't play with this. They've flagged you. I know they have, Tim. Can't keep getting away with this stuff. That's so nice. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. We see this is this guy going off in the coal. Whatever. Tim, people can't even keep track of what you're saying over here.
Or double cheeseburgers or whatever, and just take the meat off. Well, if you actually order that only from McDonald's, if you call that meat, I did it yesterday on the ride back. I got 2.
Yeah, vegetarians can get themselves in trouble. I understand that. I've been a vegetarian my whole life, and times being vegan, and I can let you know that you can certainly get yourself in a lot of trouble as a vegetarian if you live on pasta and cheese pizza. Neither of those are healthy. So being a vegetarian does not necessarily equate to a healthy diet. It really is about what you choose to eat. What you see here on your abdomen, Tim, that's all diet choices. So for as much as it's exercise helps, but not for that reduction in the waistline. That's all about what we eat.
Double cheeseburgers, but I asked for just the meat. And so I was going to get it, the sandwich, and then just take it off myself, or tell them not to put the ketchup and things on there, or just nothing, just the bread. Or if you just order the meat, they actually give you a little discount. Because I did that this morning when I ordered
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for that sticker. That was very generous of you. That's so sweet. Thank you. We are raising so much money. Like I said, I am going to be so excited to see how much we raise. And it's just you guys have been so awesome and kind. And I know you guys always are. And it's an awesome community, because when I needed people to help me and come forward and have an opportunity to actually get an attorney to fight this guy, you guys came and showed what awesome people you are and what an awesome community is. And this is the great thing about platforms like YouTube, is that we can get together and still do these types of things in an all-line community in the way that we do now going forward, and at the same time being able to call out people, because the e-begging and all of this stuff. I'm definitely going to have to check out the article that somebody recommended, that I think it was the New York, I want to say it was the New York Post maybe, or the Times, one of the two. Anyway, I have to just look up New York and e-begging, but it's starting to come more into people knowing, oh my gosh, Jaggers, that is so generous. My goodness. Thank you so much for that. My goodness. Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Extra hearts here. I need to be putting my little hearts on here for everybody. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. That I know that means the world, just to know that really to Bev and JJ, who we know are good people, that they opened up their home to this individual and they treated him with such great kindness and like family. And he can't even address what's been said. He doesn't even have the ability to make a video and even address what has been said or is happening within the community. Tim's reaction to it is to strike at Atomic Sage's channel. That was his reaction to it. He had to get angry at somebody and his anger went onto a channel. He can't think of anything that he can do that's really good or positive or anything. He can't even come out and say, I'm an A, because obviously from Tim's point of view, because he's a narcissist, he's never going to be in the wrong.
Sausage patty. I didn't get the eggs and sausage. I just ordered a sausage patty with my coffee. It was $1.59. So in a pinch, you can do that. But what I discovered yesterday, it was buy one, get one for $1. That was fortuitous when I got the 2 double cheeseburgers.
I promise you, Tim watches.
And then I asked it for just the meat. I've never had that where I just eat the meat, right? It's always been on the burger. That patty, those patties, they're very thin, and there was 2. I think that's why they call them double, because I think one's
agree.
just as thick. They were really thin with the cheese on them. It was so salty. I mean, really. And I don't mind salt, but when that's all I tasted, I was thinking, man, there's a lot of salt on this.
Oh, for goodness sake. Tim, you put butter on top of your meat. I mean, you've destroyed just so many animal lives wasted for you, Tim.
Maybe Burger King would be a better, or maybe a quarter pounder with cheese and just order the patty. In a pinch.
The Burger King in a pinch, of course. No, that's Teddy said that you're always over at the Burger King, Tim. And I promise you, you're putting on the bun and the pickles and the ketchup and everything.
Not as an everyday thing, but
condiments.
People say, you can do that.
You understand the condiments have a lot of sugar, don't you, Tim?
So that's the bottom line with the carnivore is I want to diet because I do want to lose weight. I do want to diet with the carnivore because I don't.
How many months now has Tim been saying that he wants to diet and lose weight? How many months? Does it not reach a point where you just think that somebody is just full of it? I mean, obviously, I know I do with him, but I mean, to the point where he really seems to show no level of control over his diet. I mean, he shows off about all the stuff he eats, but he's not lost any weight. So we know he's not actually doing things that would help him to manage his weight and control his weight.
I don't believe that the Mediterranean diet where you eat the vegetables and the fruit is really that advantageous. I believe some of those vegetables.
Well, that's something that the American Heart Association and the American College of Cardiology would disagree with you when it comes to heart health, Tim. So you can say whatever you want, but I'm afraid the evidence-based practice says something else. But, you keep talking, Tim, because you're so knowledgeable. How else, if you don't get vegetables in you, how else do you think you get fiber in order to help you move those bowels since you're so constipated? Catherine made a wonderful recommendation for you to get some fruit juice, some prune juice, and you deleted her comment from your comment section, Tim. We're giving you engagement.
Salads are inflammatory. If you don't buy pure organic and all these things, I don't know which one it was, but someone said on YouTube that plants have a natural defense system, so they're not eaten and they can keep replenishing. And fruits have a natural.
I think it's a wonderful charity, and I obviously, once you guys recommended it, I took the time to take a look, and I think it's an absolutely fantastic charity. I love the fact that it goes worldwide, that there's the focus on research. It's a fantastic charity, so I'm excited, and thank you for recommending that one.
Eat me so that they will be discarded through bowel movements from animals and the seeds spread on the ground so that they could replenish. Now, as crazy as that sounds, also, I've had a lot of pushback, some pushback from people on this carnivore diet.
Tim, I hope you're not out there popping your seed out like that for your feces. Is that what you're trying to imply? No, well, no. Or that's the only reason that you would eat vegetables, so the animals transport it. That's just that's a way of things. Yeah, but that's not why you would be needing to eat fruits and vegetables. It's nothing to do with your colon. Does that make sense, Tim?
Diet, as anybody on the carnivore diet will get. And yeah, that was the ancestral diet. That's all they ate was meat, but they only lived to be 30 years old. So I don't know what you got to say.
I don't think they only ate just meat. There's a lot of things that show that people throughout mankind were farming and eating a lot of different types of fruits and vegetables, that we never were just carnivores. We've always been omnivores, Tim. Omni.
To say about that, carnivore folks, but that's an interesting analogy and a true one, that life didn't last very long. Maybe they were eaten by dinosaurs or something. But I do feel good.
Tim, the anthropologist.
And I don't feel like I'm malnutritioned or anything like that by not having my vegetables. At the same time, I am somewhat confused and conflicted about eating
you gotta
plant-based foods that are.
Gotta have fiber, otherwise you can't move the stuff through your bowels. Just telling you, you gotta have fiber.
Known to be, always said they were.
Why Tim must be constipated. Because the coffee should be moving that stuff very well through his system. So if you're drinking that much coffee, Tim, and you're still constipated, you've got an issue around some fiber. Just be cautious. You don't want to get constipated like that for long periods of time, because that could start to cause mutations of your cells within your colon. Just telling you, Tim.
Nutritious packed vegetables. So I'm not sitting here as a hardcore carnivore, and I'm not sitting here saying I'm going to deviate from carnivore at this moment. Hey, scoot on around. It's just up here. It's not too far.
I am so sorry to hear about the loss of your friend's husband and to cancer, of all things. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And I just appreciate, with all that going on, that you joined us tonight. Oh, absolutely. With thoughts and prayers, please, absolutely. You know that from us. Absolutely. That's a perfect pause story for this guy. Oh, how am I going to keep going on about this because he's got such little content to keep his channel going. He's got to keep going on about this because he's got nothing of interest to say.
I got to scoot on. There it is. Let's scoot on into scooters and get us a small regular with 4 heavy whipping creams.
Tim, you didn't even manage to get your videos out in order. I watched the scooters because the scooters showed up, and now you're saying you're going to scooters. Can't even get your videos up in order. Probably up. The other one was up first because it was a shorter video. Can't even do that for your audience, Tim. Jeez.
Let's do it. So yeah, enjoying my Scooter's coffee here, and I just realized something else I wanted to share with you guys. I had someone yesterday.
Well, I know you've had a lot going on, Vicky, so I just appreciate you joining us and for your generosity and for your time, because it all matters to raising money in this live stream. And I just hope that everything is going well with everything, and you know what I'm talking about. So you get some sleep, Vicky. You get some sleep.
I get free Netflix with T-Mobile and Paramount Plus. A couple of benefits, for being a high dollar payer, $70.
No, it's not, Tim. I was supposed to get some stuff because I got Verizon wireless, and along with it, they gave me all these film packages. I didn't even sign up. I don't even watch that stuff. I pretty much will watch YouTube or just regular TV. I like those crime shares, those 48 hours, all that stuff. Wow, Junebug, you're very lazy today.
A month, but I do got high speed.
Junebug over there lazy.
And now I got this Wi-Fi cell phone, I should say, booster, high boost it's called, HI boost. Anyway, I was recommended on Netflix to watch.
And around your birthday is a good time because it helps you remember to do it. So yes. And so absolutely get your screenings, ladies. And men can also have breast cancer. So I never want to forget men, not that they have to be screened like that, but there are times where men actually, and I have had to work with patients who are males who have had breast cancer, sadly.
Liver King. Who has seen Liver King?
Oh,
This guy, Brian Johnson is his name.
Oh gosh.
Made a fortune.
See, this is just what Tim needs to watch, the Liver King. He's gonna be like trying to figure out, because the Liver King, this guy was a real piece of work. He had like some just dubious stuff from like his entire life. So I'm not surprised that Tim wouldn't be looking up to somebody like the Liver King.
On YouTube and TikTok and all the other social medias, and selling
Okay, Grandpa with the TikTok.
liver supplements or something, claiming to be, this guy looks like...
No, they weren't liver supplements, Tim. He was promoting an ancestral diet where the supplements were made from supposedly this high quality beef liver. And it turned out that wasn't even true. So it was made from liver. It wasn't a supplement for the liver. It was supplements made of liver. But supposedly that was even investigated to be absolute garbage.
Mr. Universe. You guys remember, if you're my age, back in the old days, there was magazines, and they always had these little square pictures advertising a thing called a bulwark.
He can't get anything right. No, he wasn't.
And it was like it looked like a shock absorber. You push it in, and this one little thing through isometrics, and they had pictures of these guys that were just bulging, you know, like Arnold Schwarzenegger just wished he could look that big. These guys were huge. Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger did look that big. And so this guy, Liver King, Brian Johnson.
I've actually seen Arnold Schwarzenegger up close and personal. It's a true story. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is a substantially big guy. You know how these actors in Hollywood, you know, like Sylvester Stallone is really like about 5'8", so he's really not a big guy. Arnold Schwarzenegger was a big guy. I mean, like tall. Like I was like absolutely blown away. He was actually quite a big guy. I mean, he's a big guy. He actually was a big guy. And that wasn't even during his bodybuilding years. I can't imagine how big he actually appeared, because he is a good 6'1", so he's tall.
Was promoting eating liver and gonads and all that raw, and working out, that you could look like him. So
Tim probably doesn't like to go to Wawa because he has to get out of his vehicle and actually walk into a Wawa and make a coffee. Whereas with Scooters and McDonald's, these are all drive-through places, which means that Tim can film the entire time as well. So I think that's one of the reasons why he prefers to do it with these places. That's just my thought, because he can film the whole time.
Thousands, millions of viewers, and thousands of people were buying into his story, and I won't tell you the end, but they all went for this carnivorous diet, and you got to see it. It's called Liver King. It's a documentary.
This is Tim's TV. Didn't he say he doesn't watch stuff, and now he's off watching Netflix? Thought he just had Grit TV. Now he's talking about Netflix. Oh, Tim, you just gave yourself away. Now we know you got the cable packages. We know you watch Fox News and stuff. Now you got Netflix too, Tim? Woo, somebody fancy. That must be at Tammy's place.
It's about an hour, but I was recommended to watch it, and I'm not big on sitting watching things on Netflix and Paramount and all that. I just kind of, I don't know. Hey, where does this guy get that little brush? I'm going to use that.
Oh yeah, he said he got it free from his stuff, but he says he doesn't watch this stuff. So you obviously.
I'm here at Sudstop, and I got to do a little pre-washing before I go in.
Oh, gosh.
But check that show out. Pretty twisty turn of events at the end there. I didn't see.
I'm surprised we didn't get a video with Tim at the Sud Stop, because he usually loves to give us the that's a great place to stop. He loves to give us all the actual highlights of the car wash. So, and this is again, YouTube doesn't like this. Miss Vicky went over this the other day, Tim, about you just putting in here whichever types of I can't believe 2,000 people looked at this stuff. The Social Security and retirement. This had nothing to do with Social Security, and so they had nothing to do with retirement. Maybe those are two things that you're experiencing in your life, but that's not what this content was about. You need to stop well, you're not, but this isn't, this you should get double for this too. And he's been losing subs. He went down he was at 67.7. Now he's at 67.6. And while he's been watching us, guys, Tim did a 16-minute carnivore video where, let's see who is here and who's remaining in his chat. Oh, for some reason, TRD Off-Road has decided to post like just an amazing number of times. I mean, what is this guy up to today? Have you seen this? I mean, I guess this is their way of trying to boost him up the algorithm. Really? You're holding out for and it's still only got 22 comments, with half of them being from TRD Off-Road. Isn't that wild? People just need to unsubscribe. I know. They should. And hopefully they will. But that's what we got over here. Tim's got like 1,000 like TRD comments. That's wild. I don't even know if we could even. Let's see what Tim talks about.
Everybody, Sarasota, Tim.
Look at how
welcome
happy
back to
he is.
Evening Chat / Evening Grill. And
at this very time when he's doing this, he knows this live stream was probably going on. So he's just trying to hold in that temper. So we'll just watch a little bit of this because I can't deal with all this meat cooking. And then we'll call it a night, guys. And I will be so appreciative of everybody's time tonight. I don't want to go too long.
A steak, a ribeye from Aldi, and a burger from Aldi that I'm going to cook. I'm a little hungry. So I'm back home, and I'm telling you, make no videos today because
he was on like $10,000 a month of steroids. There are quite a few good YouTube shows. I had been, I watch a variety of different content and had stumbled across the people in the bodybuilding world, I guess, or the sort of athletics world that had come across his steroid use and emails regarding the quantity and amount of steroids that this person had been consuming. And it was wild. And that he had obviously hired an agency in order to help promote his channel and his Instagram page, and paid for people literally to follow him as a film crew and create the character of the Liver King in order for him to sell these terrible supplements. And he's had a history of doing all sorts of very interesting things in order to earn money throughout his lifetime. He was actually a pharmaceutical rep for an extended period of time, which was quite interesting.
I'm not going out there. I went out there twice to charge the scooter and to do something in my storage and do something with my car. I went to the Sudstop car wash. I got home, and let me tell you, you have no idea. We're a mile from the sun. The humidity is brutal. I was wringing wet. Now I just got a shower. You got all prettied up for you guys.
Correct. I'm only giving this money to a charity. I know a lot of people say to directly fund, but this is one that was researched thoroughly to ensure it was one that the money really is used by the organization. I know there's always questions about that, but there's also questions about when you give to people directly. Sometimes, obviously not in Bev's case, but when you give it to somebody like Tim, look who you're giving to.
Guys, I'm getting ready to go out there now and turn the grill on. Also, I cleaned the grill. You know what I did? I took a toothpick, a wooden toothpick, and I went through every little hole and cleaned the grill. The bottom pan, too, was full of oil and grease from all the cooking I've been doing.
Send it to the Buy Me a Coffee. I'm just going to send it to this charity. So anything that comes to that and says this is a donation to Bev, then obviously it's going to go to Bev. So, or you can just, like, I've linked also the charity in my description box down below, so you can donate directly to them. So however you prefer, but whatever comes in, adds it to everything, it's going to go to this charity. And I will let you know how much we raised. And we've raised a lot tonight. So it will be exciting to see.
And then I took a toothpick and I poked a hole in those. I call it an inferi. I don't know what it is. There's an
my
element there where the fire comes
page.
out. Anyway, do you know how many holes are in that thing?
I have to.
Oh my gosh, I was bent over and doing that for 10 minutes. And it really does burn good. This steak and this burger, this meat here is going to come out perfect.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm going to keep a good eye on it. So just got some good TV going on, relaxing, drinking water, boring.
If I get to become a larger YouTube channel, then you can actually set up a giving and you can do it so that YouTube will leave it alone and stuff. Unfortunately, my channel is too small still, but I wanted to do this fundraiser. So obviously, it was, and I researched it and I kept trying to look for ways. And the only thing that YouTube could recommend is for me to either set up a whole different website platform, like on a GoFundMe, which obviously, I didn't want to have to try to get involved in that necessarily, or, do through super things. So yeah, unfortunately, YouTube is going to do its YouTube part, but YouTube also promotes the streams and stuff. So sometimes it gives us the platform. So there are times where obviously if the channel, I look forward to the channel growing and being able to do, the way that other creators do it. And Tim, you have a channel that you're big enough. You could have done this stuff a long time ago, but he would never, that would be beyond Tim's comprehension, because he'd rather have the pay it forward where he can get the buy me a coffee and he gets to keep the majority of the buy me a coffee.
I need to get some kind of flavored drink. I tried a lemon and a lime flavored water.
I wish it would.
And then I saw the ingredients had 2 grams of sugar in each can. So I got to find something with no sugar. But
okay,
the Corona, let's call it that. The Corona diet, the carnivore diet is really doing good.
Tim, that was quite the slip. Corona? Is that what you were drinking while you were with Miss Tammy on vacation? Oh, Tim, you were at Carnival and then people thought you were on a cruise. You really need to get it together, Tim.
I go all day without even thinking about eating. I had this morning at McDonald's, I got a sausage patty, just one. I ordered 2 and I said, make it one, $1.59. And I went to Scooters and I had a coffee at McDonald's and that's all I've had. Oh, I lied. There was some cheese in my refrigerator when I got back here today.
Oh, Tim. Jesus saw that. He knows you're lying. He does. He knows you're lying.
And there was a little bit of yellow cheese, and I ate the heck out of that like a mouse. But right now, I got my Redmond salt. I got a couple of pieces of protein here and a nice Q1200 out there to cook it up. We'll figure out something to chat about while we're cooking. Glad you're joining me tonight. Thanks very much for all the new subscribers. The channel is really growing. I appreciate it. Appreciate all your comments.
Oh, yeah.
I've been a little lack on getting back.
Yes, I made videos about why I thought Tim was not very nice to JJ. Right from the beginning. I always said that he was very bossy. If anybody saw my reactions, I said Tim was bossy and JJ was very nice to put up with him. Oh, Tim, I know you're seething tonight.
to comments. As you know, I was on a vacation for about 3 or 4 days, and I was doing this and that, made a few videos for you guys.
Vacation. Tim, you were doing the same old stuff you always do. Vacation. I don't call what Tim did was a vacation. I personally, myself, just sleeping in a strange bed is not a vacation to me. So I have to sleep in my own bed. And all you did was go to outlet malls and supermarkets. You could do that anywhere. So all you do when you go on holiday. Jeez.
Guys, but I do read them all, be assured, and I'll try to answer them the best that I can. All right, we don't edit around here, but we do add some clips when I remember something. You know, I guess that's why I'm not so
yeah, we know.
starving to death. I did eat today in the afternoon. I stopped at Publix last night. And I picked up some turkey, some Munster cheese, and some Switzerland Swiss. It's really good cheese. So I've been eating a lot of cheese. Probably got to lay off of that, right? But I did have, there was about 4 slices of turkey left, and I did some roll-ups. So I did have that today after my sausage patty. So, but it's all protein. I haven't had any bread.
I think that first 10K is one of the hardest. And then it's to the 100K that becomes hard.
Flour or, you know, rice and all those things, fruit, vegetables and stuff, nothing. And thank you for the comments and some of
you. Atomic Sage, you were so generous tonight. And I am, like I said, I cannot wait. I am so excited to find out how much we raise. I'm sad that YouTube takes their cut. And I wish I had a bigger channel to be able to do it. And like I said, I tried to find every way I could do it. And make sure that we get this money over. And obviously, you know, as I'll do it, I'll make sure I, you know, put it as a charitable donation or whatever. Don't worry. I'm not even caring about the taxes. Like I said, I guess I'll write it off as charity. I don't know. Well, I don't even worry about that stuff half the time. All right, keep going, Tim.
You said that you think that I look a little thin on my face and neck. I think that as well. My belly is
We've had
not down to where I want it, but it is totally down. I mean, it really is. But the energy level, the health thing is what I want to promote about the Corona diet, the carnivore diet. It's a new saying.
Oh, God, no. Not another Tim. I didn't get it right. So now what's carnivore is now Corona. No, Tim, no. For the sake of Mexico, please don't.
Get used to it. Anyway, the health benefits are truly amazing. Ever eat a piece of watermelon again? I'm sure I will. I miss it already, thinking about it, this hot weather. But I'll tell you, folks, I am just really sticking to the Corona diet. You like that?
No. And no, Catherine, you won't see Tim travel because we believe that he has no ability to get a passport because he has outstanding child support payments he didn't make. So they're not going to let him travel. But yes, we do have some videos of him on a cruise and it was terrible. He spent the whole time at the buffet and mistreating service workers.
Anyway, we'll try to get it right. The carnivore diet is something that I am definitely, I don't know how long it's been. I measured my waist today. I have a tape measure. And guess what?
They're not the same.
You know what it said? I'm measuring from around my back to the highest, the fattest part of my stomach. And it was 43, just under. And I believe it was 44. I don't know if it was 46, but I'd like to think it went down. But that's what.
From looking at his abdomen, I would agree. It is, looks like potentially maybe more from alcohol than anything else.
Way too big. Now, that's not the waist. That's my belly. But that's what we want to see go down because wherever it protrudes out the highest is what we want to deflate. Let's get back to cooking on this Q1200 and get this meat going. All right, so I already lit the grill, and I'm going to show you. Well, I'm not going to show you the flame thing, but what do we got here? Oh, that's nice. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Didn't mean to spook you. You don't want to touch it again within 10 seconds or 12 seconds, I think it says, or all hell will break loose. It'll go into a variety of sirens and sounds for 30 seconds, and I have it on either 7 sensitivity.
What? Oh, he's still got the e-scooter, so he's not been able to sell this yet on Facebook Marketplace because I think it's on there.
Sensitivity levels, and I figured it all out. It's kind of confusing about how you use the key fob to go into the settings. And somehow or another, I misplaced my owner's manual, so I did it on online. And there's actually a couple of YouTube videos about this little gizmo here.
Oh, he talks about the Philippines. He'll never go.
I received from my subscriber Ray and Connie, and I want to thank them again. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get 2 or 3 more. There's $17 on Amazon. I'll put a link. Use my
oh, please don't
link if you want, and get yourself one. You can put it on that. You can put it on your luggage. You can put it on the inside of your door.
But you know what, Tim, who I haven't brought out all night for you, and I guess we needed to bring him out at least one time for you.
No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that. So I beg it. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
Absolutely, Tim. You're dry begging.
The door of the shed. You can put them in your car. You can put them on your furniture, your patio furniture. You can put one on the Q1200. You can put them anything on anywhere you want. I've got this one. It comes with these 2 zip ties, and there's some double-sided tape, but I didn't need it. So you can use it on a flat surface, like underneath something. You can make them hidden. This pretty much just looks like a, I don't know, a horn. Nobody would really suspect, but if you just touch this bike on the sensitivity, watch. And then if...
Hasn't he already given us this tour before? Okay, Tim. Look at the filler here. Okay, we're at 7 minutes. Tim is a minute in on just talking about the scooter.
I do have a cracked windshield from the trip where a truck was in front of me with carrying gravel and rock, and I'll be getting that replaced.
Oh, that's decent.
I don't know, Monday.
Oh, that's not good, Tim. That almost looks like he might have to have the whole windshield replaced. I don't know if that's just a repair. That's decent. Why are you getting that repaired on your insurance, Tim? It costs like $50 or $100 or something for them to fix that. I had it the other day where and you should know that when it gets hot, Tim, you don't want those things. If anything with the heat and it expands, you're going to crack your windshield. I certainly wouldn't be rolling around into the car wash all the time with that. That was pretty decent, Tim. That could crack at any moment. That is the whole windshield. How come he just doesn't do the basic stuff? I mean, I called those people out immediately. They will spider crack. Yeah. I
called the Honda dealer today and talked to them, and I said, what is the deal? Should I use this company or that company? And they said, no, you should use...
Especially if you have any of the cameras attached, because I've had it where I've had to have my windshield replaced twice on my vehicle. God. And it's a nightmare. I mean, not just like the whole thing. And it's a nightmare because of the fact that it needs to then, be calibrated at the actual dealership itself, or specially done to make sure that the cameras are okay on the windshield. Because they've got all the cameras connected to them nowadays. It's not as simple as it used to be. And I'm sure that CC Rider probably has something similar. You get that taken care of, Tim.
Use this company, so I'm going to go with them. One of the companies that everybody knows about uses inferior glass from China, and the company I'm going to go with, of course, will be no charge. It's all under your insurance. I'm going to make sure it's a OEM windshield. I've got a heads-up display and all that. I don't know if it's just
not going to do that.
A reflection on the glass, and any windshield would work.
Well,
but if it's a special,
if it is, it's not Tammy. What are you talking about, Tim?
Windshield, and I've got these cameras up here too that. Look at all that. So this is definitely a little triangle cut out there. I mean, if I can't even get this windshield, I'm going to leave that there. They can even put some resin on it and fix it.
Why don't you just get the windshield people to come out for $100? Are you that cheap, Tim? It takes them 3 seconds to come out while they're still that small of because that's a substantial crack. and fix that. I had to do something, or it was just I had a tiny little chippy chip, and I had the guy come out and fix it. I think it was $100, and my insurance paid for it. So I think it was totally free in the end. I don't think it cost me anything. Actually, I think it was completely covered by my insurance. Because I think I gave the guy $100, and then my insurance company sent me the $100 immediately. Like I submitted the receipt, and they paid for the crack. So the crack doesn't cost anything. I think the replacement might be $100. The insurance companies don't want you rolling around with that stuff. They make it very easy for you to fix it. The fact that you're trying to figure out a way to be negligent about this, this is Tim. This is the sort of stuff that adults just take care of. And Tim is talking about the resin, and rather than getting the windshield guy out. Wild.
And make it less visible. It's not in my view at all, but I don't like the look of it from the outside here. So, but I will not touch that windshield if I can't get that windshield or one, exactly like it. So let's go in there and get those steaks. Okay, welcome back.
Oh,
I've got 300 degrees here, Montreal seasoning.
Is it
and
all cooking at the end? Okay. Ugh, gross. Okay.
All right.
That just looks
Be right back with you guys.
delicious.
All right, how about this? Free hands, huh?
Great. Just wow. That looks like it's going to stay in your colon for about 20 hours. I'm shocked that you're constipated, Tim. This is wow. So unhealthy for your heart. I just don't know what to say. This is butter. I know. Is this Tim's commiserating meal because of the fact that everyone calling him out tonight? If you have no relationship, so he is a modern day Elvis. Yeah, with 45 pounds of feces inside of him. I would agree. CC. Yeah, I know. The CC rider going through the car wash. I still can't believe that Tim. Oh my God. I can't with this disgusting look. This looks so bad. I don't even care. I can't with that. I'm gonna have to go back to the cracked windshield, guys. I'm sorry. My vegan self, I can't do that. I don't even know what he's talking about here. I'm way more interested about how he's with the cracked windshield. I know. I cannot with that food. It looked terrible. He eats enough for 3 people. And then he wonders why his abdomen was like a bowling ball. It's either 40 pounds of feces along with some booze. Because that... I cannot with this person not doing something as basic as getting his windshield fixed with his insurance. Do you not carry insurance for your car, Tim? I'm sure the insurance in Florida is no different than in Virginia. You do understand they have 2 things with that windshield policy usually, Tim. They have if you get a crack, like a little crack in it, that stuff, they'll fix that for free. In fact, it's certain, a lot of times, Farmers wants me to use SafeLight. I don't like SafeLight. I usually like my local guy. But they know that what Farmers will give me, and they'll charge exactly that. So Farmers is going to give me $100. That's what it is. And so if they charge me $100, Farmers gives $100. That's it. If you have to have the windshield replaced, you may have a windshield deductible. I think mine's $100. That's it. To have the whole thing. And those are expensive. I mean, it's a pain too sometimes. Shoot, every time my windshields show up, they always break them or crack them or something. I don't know. I guess they don't make them like they used to. It's possible. But I know they then have to, get them all lined up at the camp. The fact that Tim has a $40,000 vehicle there that he says he was at one point trying to sell. He doesn't want to fix something as basic in the windshield? What does that say about his ability to really handle or manage anything? Especially with all these expensive liabilities. He must be not taking very good care of that camper. Oh, jeez. They might have run him off from the thing. Well, I don't think he's really seemed to ever had any accident claims. I think Tim is just cheap. I think Tim is so cheap, he doesn't even realize he could get it fixed for free. That's how cheap he is. Tim, double check your windshield policy. It's a recommendation for me. Any car insurance in Florida. Right. And like I said, if it's a chip, it's totally covered. Totally covered. You don't pay anything out of pocket for a chip. And get the guy right over. They come to your home. You don't even have to go anywhere. Oh my gosh. It is amazing that he has to be reminded. It does. Oh, the camper? Absolutely. That 40,000. See, he got this stuff too easy. And this truck? Not all of this stuff. I mean, maybe Miss Tammy did it wrong. Her wrong husband, Tiger Woods stuff. Oh, you mean she thinks she went out with it at the golf club? No, I think this is just general riding on the road here. Happens all the time. It happened to mine cracked on mine. Shoot, mine got hit. My car was literally 6 months old. My friend and I were driving to the Outer Banks, and we were on the road going down, and suddenly I just heard that ominous sound of the big rock, and I just looked, and it didn't crack immediately, but within a short amount of time of arriving into the area we were staying, suddenly I saw the crack. I was like, oh God. And it was right during the Panini time, so I knew it was going to be fun getting a new windshield and trying to get it fixed. And the one company was just taking forever. And so I finally called like a local guy, and he got it fixed straight away. So I was irritated because I had waited so long to use the company that farmers wanted me to use. And they just kept and then this one guy, he made like one phone call and had the windshield. I couldn't believe it. It was so irritating. But then once he put it in, because he was like a little local guy, I then had to take the car over to my dealership for them to do all the checks with the actual cameras and stuff. And it's very expensive now. So, I mean, when you only pay $100, it's really a fraction, because all of these cameras and everything that are attached to it are very complex. But that's not going to increase your $100 deductible or whatever it is on your windshield policy, Tim, which is usually about $100. Used to be $50, now it's like $100. But anyway. All right, guys. Well, I am so excited that we had such an amazing live stream. We've been here for 2.5 hours, so I think that's a pretty good amount of time. We had 29 donations altogether just through the stream. And I know some of you have obviously said that you were going to take the time and donate over to that group itself. So I really do appreciate it. Like I said, I need to make my own donation, so I'm going to try to do it on once I sign off, I can send myself a super thanks. Or I might actually, you know what, so that YouTube doesn't get the money, what I will do is I will just personally add. I wish I could match everybody. I wish I could be that well off, but I'm not. I will then add my own personal amount, and obviously I will skip out of YouTube, because then I don't have to give YouTube any money. Now I think about it. So I will do that and add to that. So thank you guys so much for Pat Ray for being one of our awesome moderators. We also had Catherine was here as an awesome moderator. Sammy was an awesome moderator. Angel of Glass was awesome. I don't know if Rich Runner, JJ said that was Tim, and JJ knows probably which ones are Tim's sock accounts. And Tim has more than one sock. So maybe that was the one that Tim came in on the night. I know of another sock account, but that wasn't the one. So anyway, that one I'm keeping to myself for a little bit longer. You're welcome, Catherine. Thank you so much. And you thought he was a big time salesman, right? You know all about the repair and placement of the windshields and how important it is. It's so easy. Like the second I got a chip in mine, I happened to see that, that they had the guy came to do the windshield at the place I was at, and was a friend of the family I know, and or does all the cars for these folks I know. And so I was like, well, would you guys be okay if they came and fixed my windshield here since one day if I get them? They're like, yeah, no problem. So, I mean, I just got it done straight away. I was happy I did, because especially with the heat stuff coming, you don't want anything that could, expand or change or do anything. Yeah, just Tim probably wants somebody to send him buy me a coffee to repair his windshield. Oh, I wouldn't put it past him. All right, Junebug might go off in a second, guys, because it's 10 o'clock. And the city of Virginia Beach always loves to have fireworks at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night, which means that Junebug always gets upset at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. And I just heard all the fireworks going off. I tell you, the summer's here, guys. It's going to be a hot one, too. And absolutely. And thank you, JJ and Bev, for allowing us to support you with this stream and for obviously the recommendation of this charity. Let me just highlight this group one last time. If you do want to even learn a little bit more about the group that we were raising this money for today, this is the group. It is the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. This is the one that has been found. And obviously there's ways to grade and look at charities. And this is the one that we know really takes these donations and uses it for research, for treatments, and to help all patients who are experiencing breast cancer. And so this is a wonderful, I love the fact that it has a focus on science and research because it's so important. And it's through these endeavors that we learn how to better care, provide, and help navigate through these illnesses with our patients and their families. So thank you guys so much. It was amazing. You can tell I'm getting tired and I hate that, but I know that one good thing. Thank you, Jay. Absolutely. Like I said, I cannot wait. It's going to take a while for YouTube, obviously, to calculate and let me know how much actually was earned through this live stream. And then, as I said, we have until the end of June to continue to raise money from this live stream. So anybody who goes back, watches the replays, does any of those things throughout this month, this live stream will continue to raise money. Usually after that, people don't tend to come and watch these live streams. So I pretty much know it's not going to be doing anything past that. So that's why we're going to make sure that for this month we do, though. Absolutely. And just to let you know, Jesus did see that. Yes, he did. He did see that. And everything that you guys have done tonight. So, and everything you haven't done, Tim. And that the fact that the only thing that you could talk about, surprisingly, in most of the videos was yourself, Tim. That's all. I know people say I'm obsessed about you, but really you're just the sort of poster child of being a really terrible narcissist, in my opinion, on this platform. Such a narcissist, Tim, that you are striking channels again. That's the level of your narcissism. You can't leave well alone. So I think we're going to continue to focus and highlight your problematic behaviors, Tim, and we will enjoy doing so as a community. And absolutely, all the love and prayers to Bev and JJ. And he has been a very bad boy. He has been. I think those big Christmases and the fact that he's obviously spoken to TRD and said something, because the fact that that person felt the need to put 10 comments in Tim's comment section just shows you how they're not thinking that there's going to be a lot of comments there, or that Tim's comments, especially now he's just striking channels repeatedly. Tim, gosh, I mean, I hope you two keep doing it in some ways, because I think YouTube has definitely flagged you. So you obviously want your channel lost, so keep going. Yes, it was educational purposes only. Oh, yeah. He's going to be, you know what we're going to get tomorrow, guys? An absolutely raging, sanctimonious crushing it for Christ tomorrow. I'll put money on it. And if he talks about evil haters and turncoats, we'll know who he's talking about. Yes, don't forget the nitrates, Dim. Yes, and Dim, don't forget that prune juice. You need a big old... Catherine has recommended that you get yourself a thing of prune juice. And I approve as a nurse. We used to have a ton of prune juice out there. Let me make sure I'm sharing this screen. Hold on. Oh. No. It's not showing. Oh, let me add it onto the stage. Hold on. Sorry. I was trying to add the charity over here while I was talking away. I'm telling Tim to take his prune juice. And on that note, because he talks about his constipation, but it is an actually very good recommendation. It's a nice natural stimulant that will give a nice mechanical movement. You need to add something because the caffeine not cutting it, Tim. And the amount of just like sirloin I saw you try to take down into your stomach tonight, I'm not surprised you're constipated. Gosh, that stuff takes forever to digest, Tim. Just letting you know. Gosh, you don't want to be constipated, Tim. I hope you're getting a colonoscopy. I bet you Tim never had a colonoscopy. Oh, I think he did say he had one colonoscopy. So he's never solved their own problems. Never. Are you worried about his rectal muscles? There's a lot of people worried about his rectal muscles. On that note, I'm going to end this live stream. The fact that I look so dressed up tonight is fantastic. Just glamorous. So glamorous. All right, guys. It's been a pleasure. He is very unappreciative. He didn't appreciate. I think he took your comment away, Catherine. It stayed up there. It got actually quite a few likes. I was happy to see how many people approved of it. I think a lot of people understand the importance of good prune juice. We keep it on the floors as nurses. Sleep well. I know. I think we were both being naughty schoolgirls that day. I set somebody up for a challenge. Anyway, guys, it's been absolutely fantastic. We raised so much money tonight. Like I said, I can't wait to see how much it was. Money that didn't go to buy me a coffees. That's even better. Not for you, Tim. All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Have a great Sunday. You take care. We'll see you soon. Bye.